Hello and welcome back everybody to our next game. It is Joe Esports versus Okami. First map pick is Joe's on Consulate, but the band's out for Okami.
Yes, we will. Capitao off of the board, and we talked about how he wasn't really played a whole lot by Okami, but in the last couple of rounds he was. So, not the worst ban in the world from Joe Esports. No doubt that they were watching that last game. Joe Esports had a relatively quick 2-0 that they managed to win over Slaughterhouse. So they were able to, get a long break. They could watch that very intense back and forth match that we just casted between Burden Biceps and Okami. So they might be a little bit more rested, a little bit more prepared. However, you can't underestimate the fact that Okami are going to be very warmed up coming into this matchup. They haven't had that time to cool off. It's debatable which position is more favorable, and we have had a relatively sizable break between the two best of threes too, for everybody's sake. So hopefully both teams will be warmed up and refreshed as we come here into the second best of three of the night. Winner of this goes on to Challenger League, so it's a big game.
Yeah, this is the deciding game. Whoever wins this will be in Challenge League. Won't have to go through the lower bracket, as the next man is actually Goyo. Goyo on this map has been used quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's super strong or super weak, but I've been seeing quite a bit of use. To see him banned out is a very interesting ban from Joe Esports. Was it Joe? Or was that?
That was Joe Esports
Yeah, that
banned.
was
Or
Joe.
no,
Joe.
Goyo was
No,
banned
no.
out by Okami.
Okami banned it out. Okami banned out Joe, or going out Goyo. Constant. So maybe there's some information that Goyo has a big use for sports. I'm interested to see why they banned him.
Again, I know that these two teams, just due to the way that the bracket works, every team coming into this knew that they had to win basically their quarter, and then they would have secured a spot in Challenger League. So over the break, most coaches, most teams were preparing specifically for only three teams. That would be the teams that they had a chance to play in the first round. Looks like with Wimpy gone, we are going to be going into a rehost. They're going to call it now. But as I was mentioning, I mean, that's almost certainly something where Okami took a look at the way Joe Esports play Consulate. They saw a lot of Goyo and they said, you know what? We don't want to deal with it. We'll ban out the Goyo. Hopefully that can cripple them a little bit.
Oh, guys, we're back. We're going for every host already. My God.
Are we on music or on break?
Oh, right now. And 3, 2, 1. Be back.
And, we had a very long, grueling first matchup. That was between Slaughterhouse and Okami. Or sorry, that was between Bird and Biceps and Okami. After that, of course, Joe Esports will take down Slaughterhouse, which is how we got to this matchup here. We will be playing this best of three starting right now, and the winner of this makes it to Challenger League. The loser is not out, but if you lose this matchup, you then have to win 2 games in the lower bracket, of course, going undefeated throughout that run. So it's tough if you lose this matchup, but it's definitely still possible. Winning here, of course, is everybody's goal. We're on Consulate, which is nice because we haven't had a repeat map so far today. And yeah, it'll be exciting to see how these two teams fight it out on this new map Consulate.
Yeah, this is I casted Constant earlier. This is first time casting for NA.
Okay.
We do have Border again in our second map rotation, so that was the map pick for Okami. Joe picked this map, so we'll see how they do. It's interesting because they did pick the map, but Okami wants to start an attack here, so they have something in store for the side of Joe Esports. So I will say their attacking side has been their favorite set anyway. We've seen all the maps so far today.
Yeah, very true. Over that last best of three, Okami won many more attacking rounds than they did defender rounds. All 3 maps that they played did end up being attacker-sided. And to remind you, if you weren't here, that was a 7-5, 7-5, 8-7 in terms of the score lines in the last best of three. So they've had a lot of rounds to figure out if they're more comfortable on attack or defense, and it seems like they've chosen attack. We'll come back over to this bomb site. Now it's the top floor defense being played out by Joe Esports. A bit of a difference from the norm. Typically, teams start in the basement, but this isn't the strangest thing that we've ever seen. You've got a relatively standard hold. No new ops really being brought out here. In fact, all launch operators except for Kilo bringing out the, or sorry, not Kilo. I'm used to the other team. The Maestro being brought out either way, coming out from Joe Esports Clicks, bringing that off instead. So, yeah, interesting that this is basically like a year 1 hold.
Yeah, it seems pretty. People really stick to those first time operators though. These operators from a year 1, year 2, like in base operators have been like the most useful out of them. So not surprising. It's not surprising to see it so far, as a lot of the new operators have been situational, so we see them only in certain parts or certain sites or certain takes they're doing. As I said, it looks like Benji and them are taking an admin take, so Benji's holding on to the rappel here, trying to find maybe an angle on somebody inside waiting room, as Gio's playing the postal below, and Z-Flax is opening up that wall to get angle on anybody holding that door from a waiting room into projector. And so at this point, it's gonna be a slow admin take as they're trying to figure out what they can do here. It's kind of there's actually a lot of space here to move. There's nobody holding bathroom either.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a relatively free east side of the map, as they've now sort of realized they've only wasted about a minute and a half. Habana was not banned out, and they could have brought her, but they didn't. Only using the Maverick definitely signals to me that they thought this was going to be a basement attack. They thought wrong, having to bring the Maverick instead, so they're dealing with that now. They're going to have a much harder time getting Ollie out of his current position. However, if you just shoot him from the window, that might work, or if he pushes you on top of the stairs, but he actually wins that gunfight. The smoke finishes off from Wimpy. That's Kilo going to be the first one to fall inside of this best of 3. Ollie took a little bit of damage earlier on. However, oh, nice shot. But, oh, the headshot comes out instead. Doesn't even need the C4. Ollie's still able to slam the kill onto Benji. And all of a sudden, this defense are in a very strong 5-on-3.
Yeah, already 2 kills on the board for Ollie. He just got took, but a grenade comes from Prompted. There's no ADS to cover that grenade. He gets a kill. Lama gets one. It clicks as well in the back of console office. Now there's a lot of space for them to move forward. There's still Gio on the post playing. I think he was on the roam game downstairs. He may be making his way. Actually, he's below. He could deny the play on someone inside a projector. He's waiting for a chance. He's got that cardiac sensor. He has to time it correctly, though, because he has to do it well. Prompted gets 1 kill. Lama with another. Sivo comes out, but won't get the kill, as now it's down to just Gio in a 1v3. 13 seconds left to go. He's running up the stairs, looking for a kill with that though. It's the worst gun in the game, and Prompted finishes him off. And Okami, what started off as a really good round for Ollie, still a win for Okami.
Yeah, I mean, Okami did a great job pulling that one back. I thought that was a fantastic grenade from Prompted, soaring into projector and able to take down the mute. That was a big one, and then the kills just sort of lined up after that. You're able to get in through that projector window and go for the plants. I think he heard the C4 rip down below him as well. That's why you saw a little bit of a hesitation coming up from the defense. They knew that, you know what, we probably aren't going to be able to hit this C4, and they were right. He backed off the C4 as Zevflax was able to go for the plant somewhere else. And overall, just a really standard push coming in from a really standard attack. It looked like they caught him off guard by faking that basement hold and being able to defend without the Habana. Usually really tough task unless you push in from the CEO windows, or from the console office windows. But this time around, they were able to attack it regardless. So now we'll move downstairs, and for Joe Esports' sake, hopefully this will be a bit better of a hold from them.
Yeah, it was interesting that they really seemed like they were impasse for a second there, pushing from admin into like long desk and at the doorway into projector. But a good grenade. Ollie's starting off really well, but still a good grenade from the side of Prompted to just finish off Ollie. Just really kind of walked in the site, took the fights they needed to through those doorways, and won most of them at that point. It's very surprising, and hopefully see maybe a better defensive time from the side of Joe Esports as we go back to down to the garage. Nothing too crazy on the lineup though. They're gonna hold on the bathroom, of course, and see how long they can hold this bathroom.
A bit more modern of a hold, with both Mute Mozzie being brought out from the defense. Rethinking on the top floor, currently in the console office. It looks like he's going to sit here at least for a little while. He's also got Wimpy alive up in admin. So they've got a large coverage up on this top floor. This isn't really something you see a lot of the time. Wimpy's making a bit of a retreat over towards the bathroom and towards yellow, where most of the attackers are clumped up around outside. So it'll be really interesting to see what Rethinking and Wimpy actually do. Wimpy's an incredible player, and we've seen him, at least on my stream, go for some really crazy plays. Was it you that I was casting with, where Wimpy got the ace?
You mean the ace? I remember C4's playing at Windows, so I remember.
No, I think we're thinking of different plays from Wimpy. So he's just a crazy player then on this map, and letting him roam free will be very dangerous.
Well, what map was
the guys over on? It was this map. It was on.
Oh, is this map?
Consulate. It was a consulate. Wimpy got an ace clutch from outside garage in a post plant.
No, that was not. I don't think I got that one.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe.
Well, my
no.
bad.
How long? Depends how long it was. I just don't remember it.
I don't know. Either way, he's up here. He's getting some drones, which is nice from him. It gets destroyed immediately, and still relatively uncontested. Him and Rethinking kind of free up here.
Yeah, a lot of droning happening. I think really on the side of Okami. It looks like they opened the wall. At least they've opened a lot of the wall with a Maverick trick, of course. At this point, it looks like they may just kind of walk onto site. I don't know if there's any kind of vertical pressure made by Joey Sports. Look at is one player inside of press, so it could be. Looks like Gio has created some vertical pressure. They can't just walk in, but Benji gets the first kill onto Ollie with a G36, and they're just gonna run right in.
All right, this is one way to do it. Just charge on in. Most of those defenders up top, they can't really stop you. Great shot into Kitchen, knows where that player is at, and everybody's dead. What even happened? It's a 1-on-5. Gio's able to get the first frag, but of course it's going to need to be the ace clutch from inside of the public bathroom. This is tough. Benji will start this defuse. Is over, well, just under a minute on that clock. Now he drops. It's being watched, and Prompt is able to find the frag. Okami take round number 2. Just taking advantage of the fact that there were still so many players upstairs. That was a really smart play from Okami.
Yeah, they read the fact that there was a lot of roamers upstairs, so they opened the wall, opened most of the garage with a Maverick trick. But the big thing was the fact that, like, even though they had the vertical pressure, unfortunately they could not use that vertical pressure to deny Benji and Prompted just running through past White Van. The big thing right there. And then at that point, all of the defenders on site were just being smacked left and right, and up Gio's like, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah, I mean, Gio was in a pretty terrible position. A 1v5 is rarely something that you even have a chance of coming back at. So that was a really incredible play to come out from Okami in terms of their attack. I thought that was really, really strong from them. Now they will attempt to attack, I was going to say a third bomb site, but it will be console office again. So the top floor continues to be where we're at. And I guess, what do you think the problem's been so far? Because obviously in that last one, to me, it was just the roamers were a little bit too far off of the bomb site. You know, maybe not playing as close as they should have been. Wimpy and Rethinking a little bit too aggressive. On this one, though, it didn't seem to be a same. It was just the same story.
Yeah, this one, in my opinion. Like, sure, Ollie made it out, so you lost control projector, but you still had control of console off. You still people were waiting. You still had maybe someone in bathroom as well to hold the the console door, or not the console door, projector door. But even then, all of those members lost those fights, and they lost control of sight line for Gio. Just at that point, had to make a comeback out down. That's because he was playing the Pulse. So it's very odd. It seems more just really about gunfights. But at the same point, you see they're playing a very different hold this time actually here for the side of Joe Esports.
Yeah, certainly there's much more pressure on the east side, right? I mean, you've got some deployable shields being brought up by Wimpy Kid. You've got Clicks being in an interesting position. Even Gio, take a look at him. If he hasn't been droned out, he's in a very dangerous position. Zed Flak will spot him, though, and now it's his life who is very much in danger. You can see Prompted shift his position, so he's watching that corner. Now, any pressure is going to force Gio into a really bad spot, but clearly he's planned for this. I mean, what angle can the attack really get onto him? From the windows? There's none. So they're going to have to get a bit creative here. They're going to have to find a different way into admin and then deal with him either from below like this, okay, or deal with him below. Maybe should have been a little bit more ready for it, but either way, Keel was going to open up this round.
That was perfectly timed. That was perfect plan, like you said before. They go below, and they did it perfectly. Kilo takes him out immediately. And my question to you would be, like, do you think this could be... Do you think... So, is your opinion, is Consulate attack sided or defense sided?
50-50.
Or neither?
Yeah, I would say neither.
You said neither? That's funny because I had the same conversation with Sternap because we constantly Consulate earlier, and then Corey's in chat, and Corey's like, "Oh, it's usually attacker sided actually," and it actually was attacker sided. So I'm interested to see if this is attacker sided, defense sided, or if it's gonna be even like you think. So far, it's been attacker sided, of course, because Okami's been doing pretty well, but you know, it could go either way. It's still 4 more rounds on the defense here for the side of Joe Esports.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, and this round's not over either. Let's just say that's only an opening pick from Gio, who's relatively disposable on the castle. There's Ollie with a great opportunity to even out those numbers, but only managed to walk away with a little bit of damage done to Kilo. So that's not quite going to be enough to secure the kill. He's going to continue playing on inside of meeting, which is where he was at when he died in the last time they were on this bomb site. A little bit more of admin being taken control of by the attackers now. They gain some confidence and just walk right in. Zed Flak working away at this castle barricade, and it will open up. A little dangerous as he's standing right in front of it as it crumbles, but there's nobody there to watch it, as you wouldn't really expect there to be, so he's going to be okay. Benji with what a shot. He does get run out on, though, so Wimpy a little bit late, but he does get the trade. Is he going to be able to get this next one, too? He's trying to, but there's just no range on that MPX. He's going to get downed on the west side. That's going to put his team into a 2-on-4. No hope he gets picked up from here. The best he can do is just relay information and try to waste time for the attackers, which he doesn't even really do. So a really great counter to that run out.
Yeah, that was a great counter just to deal with Wimpy. Unfortunately, that run out was so far out, though. The only place he can go back to his yellow stairs. He had to run pretty far to get there. So unfortunate for Wimpy. He does at least trade one back, but it doesn't matter. It's a before. Z-Fact was planted a fuser. He's trying to stop him. Lama gets rid of Ray thing, so now it's just clicks. In a 1v4, Plant does go down. What a shot prompted though. Great headshot with the Alda. He's trying to find, he's got to find 3 more kills though before he can stop this Planter. It doesn't matter. Z-Flag still inside of projectile. Finish off clicks at 3 rounds in a row from Okami.
Okami are here to play. I mean, walking into Joe Esports map, of course, they've just played a grueling best of 3, and now they've just won 3 rounds in a row, looking very strong against what most people consider to be the favorites in this matchup. Joe Esports, that's 3 rounds now where they've looked a little bit lost. I mean, Wimpy Kid hasn't really come alive as we know that he can. The rest of the players just not having a huge impact. I mean, Gio just stood in a corner and died that last round. It's not necessarily impact plays that we're seeing from Joe Esports just yet. It's maybe hard to when you're down 0-3, but I think there's some correlation there in the fact that they're just really not coming alive in these games. And that last round, I mean, you lose so many players early on. Clicks is alone in like a 1-on-3, 1-on-4, whatever it was. 1-on-4 it was. He gets the first kill, sure, but, there's basically no universe, even with an Aldo, that he's going to be able to win that clutch in the post-plant. So, I don't know. It's maybe just these strategies being read a little bit too well by Okami. Again, it seems like the preparation work has really been done. And I don't doubt it, just based on the fact that I know their coach personally. I know he's been doing a lot of preparation for this match as well as their first match. So, yeah, this has just seemingly been a situation where Okami are walking in. They know exactly where to be, what to do. They're playing phenomenal, and Joe Esports have yet to find an answer.
Yeah, Joe Esports seem to be playing their game, and they're not strategizing maybe enough against what exactly we see from Okami. They did try an admin hold last time. They tried to play more aggressive, but in the end, their aggression has got them just deaths left and right. So I don't exactly know what they do differently. They seem to be playing, now let's play split site though. They're playing something entirely different. Maybe some more aggressions on the board. Maybe they start running out more, figuring out where they can deny, entries or from the side of Okami, because otherwise they seem to be really on the back side of the back heel of being gunned down by Okami. So we'll see how it goes out. This split site usually is very difficult to hold though. It's probably one of the most difficult. This is the difficult site on console in my opinion.
You say that, but actually, despite being the least played in the Invitational, it actually had the 2nd highest win rate after the basement. So, at least at the highest level, teams have kind of figured out some good ways to defend this bomb site. Whether that continues down here into the Challenger League qualifiers between, a Challenger League team and a potentially not Challenger League team. We have yet to find out who is who, but one of these teams in a couple hours will be able to claim that they are a CL team. So whether this has been a bomb site that the CL teams have also been able to figure out will be answered in a couple of seconds, but this has been a relatively strong bomb site, at least at the very top. We'll see how this attack tries to deal with it. Right now, you've got a couple of players working inside of admin. They're also trying to come in through, there's some defense in the basement, in the garage. If there's a push come out from Prompted, he could be able to find them, but the wall's been opened up, and he's not necessarily ready for it. So a run out is also very possible coming in from the defense.
Yeah, it looks like they're prepping for a run out later on, and it's just Joe Esports are also very widespread out though, so if they can read this correctly, they could take control of one of the sites. A head is being shown, a C4 throw will not find any kill. We'll try to blow up the one at the window, and it looks like there's a push in from Z-Flag into Visa office. He's trying to find the one inside of Visa itself. And so at this point, Benji's along with him too, and they're slowly making their way onto site. But again, Gio's there, and so's Rethinking along with Ollie below. Rainbow gets a kill onto Rethinking on Mesper upstairs. Gio comes out, takes some shots at Z-Fact, but can't get the shots and kill him. So it's just kind of back and forth, but slowly but surely, Okami's making the way here onto site. It's up below, above. It's a problem here as Gio's not gonna run. He takes a shotgun out, trying to find a kill. He takes some shots at him. Does know we're not enough damage to Benji. There's quite a bit though still. He's just kind of playing for his life underneath all of this vertical play from Okami.
He's got a really tough time. He's going to take a bit of damage and eventually finished off by Zevflak, who's pushing in through Visa office. It actually was going to be a grenade that was thrown in. A stun grenade will hit him and kill him. That is not something you see every day. We go into a 3-on-5 because of it. 3-on-4 now, thanks to Wimpy, who's now starting to maybe come alive, but he's got the ump. Oh, it's a great second shot. 2 headshots in a row now. The second one at Kilo, but Zedflak is planting, so it might not matter. The C4 doesn't deny. Yes, it does. It downs Zedflak, and he gets finished off from Wimpy, who's on the triple. Ollie's ready to watch him as he covers back. Now he's still got 2 players who can go for this plant. Benji starts it now. Prompted trying to cover. He's going downstairs to help him out. He finds Wimpy Kid, and Joe Esports win it just off of time. Ollie had the kill onto the planter, and that's all you really need. That'll be the round as, wow, finally 4 in a row coming in from Okami.
Yeah, that was their first win. Yeah, that was
Excuse me.
just 3 in a row. They get their first win off of just really being able to hold this site well, even though it seemed like Okami took control upstairs, weren't able to do anything with vertical pressure, and they tried to plant on the site that they were holding from below, which unfortunately didn't really work because they lost members left and right trying to push it downstairs. I was surprised they pushed downstairs too, because it looks like they're trying to, or maybe they were thinking at first, Okami was thinking, hey, let's go downstairs and take control of the stairs and then plant, but losing those 2 members caused them to then rethink, hey, let's just go plant on top site, we don't have the people for it, which unfortunately didn't work out in the end, allowing for Joe Esports to take their first defense win.
Cafeteria Garage is where we head for round 5. We were here in round 2, and it didn't really go so well for Joe Esports. They now have some momentum, though. They've stopped the bleeding, and they can bring a different strategy to the site, which seems to be what they're going to do with the Mira being brought online. Sticking with the Mute Mozzie, though, so it's not a complete departure from what they've played before. I think it's an important round for Joe Esports to kind of get their feet back underneath them. You know, they come into this matchup as a favorite. They come into their own map pick as well. Being the higher seeds, they got the opportunity of who wanted to ban first and therefore pick the map first. And they chose to pick the very first map. You kind of got to get some momentum there, especially since momentum is going to be strong from Okami after that last best of 3. Still a strong start. It still looks like a good first half. If you can go like a 4-2 split, that's pretty good for Okami. But Joe Esports have stopped the bleeding at perhaps just the most crucial of times. They can keep this going, make it a 3-3 split, and they'll be looking very good as they ride momentum into half number 2.
Yeah, momentum was very important here because last time this site just kind of fell apart as they took control of site and just walking through the garage. I don't know if that's going to happen the same way or if we're going to see Okami try to go for a roam clear. As of course you have Geo, of course, of the bathroom, and looks like most of the defenders are now down on site. Some of them are archives, some are mostly on site though, so it should be not as easy for Okami just to walk in like last time. And of course, Z-Fly goes to work to open up that garage wall to make it soft so that probably they can open it up. A lot of joining going through in the first minute as always, and we'll see exactly how Okami take this. There's no roamers upstairs. Last time rethinking was in console office, but this time he'll be back downstairs. I think he's in just on spiral stairs, so it shouldn't be as easy for Okami just to walk in.
Yeah, I mean, this is good adaptation to come in from Joe Esports. It should be expected from Okami that, you know what, last time we really screwed them by the fact that they had too many players up top and we rushed sites. This time around, we're going to play it a little bit smarter. They do open up that garage once again, just as they did the first round, and Prompton is going to go to work with that skeleton key. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. So, I mean, it's been very good pressure from Zedflak to be able to consistently open up this garage wall. Not that there's often very much pressure here, but that's not something that's the easiest thing to do, even just by itself. So, some good Maverick play is always nice to see from Zedflak. Now we see the rest of his teammates start to waltz on into the basement. However, just using some utility and then backing off is Kilo's game. He'll deal a little bit of damage to Clips. He's now on about 75 HP, but the rest of these members are still safe and sound deep in the basement. They're going to be tough to get out, especially with piano control. But, oh, Banji with a great shot under Geo. That is not something you expect to hit.
Yeah, that is a great shot on the person playing that above coverage. So now they have no problem walking in. They have to deal with Ollie now. He's playing behind the white car. He has C4 in hand too. He's gonna get 1 kill, looking for another, but he can't get the second. He couldn't even finish off one, but actually clicks will finish up Benji. Wimpy gets Lemon on the flank because Lemon's pushing from Visa. And that is a great shot. Actually, no, Z-Flag kills prompted. Kilo clicks, but Z-Flag also get refragged by Wimpy. Now it's a 1v2 with just Kilo, as that team kill kind of puts him in the deficit here. Trying to look for one and one behind the mirror, but at this point Kilo can't do much unless he tries to deny the mirror from above. At this point, looking around, Kilo's just flailing around, doesn't know what to do at this point. Diffuser's not even in his hand, he can't even go for plants even. I don't even know where Rethinking. It looks like Rethinking is around the corner too, so Kilo's got to find an entirely different position here. Rethinking's in a position to deny the plant if he goes for it. Looks like he will go for it. Rethinking springs into action. Like he's way on the yellow stairs. He's gonna shoot right back, and he does get the kill. And there is Joey Sports take their second defense.
You know, I think a lot of people are going to look at that round and they're going to say, well, Ollie beefed, but then his teammates kind of saved it for him. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think the damage that Ollie was able to do on the 2 players who pushed him from white down was really, really crucial. Of course, he got the first down, and then Clicks was able to fall it off based off some toxic babes. And then Wimpy was able to pick up the last kill off of a very weakened opponent. So I think Ollie's impact there was actually quite crucial, playing on the Mira, both with the utility and then also dealing enough damage to those 2 players to be finished off by his teammates. And then, of course, you can fall back on Wimpy getting a couple of kills. That's always really important. And at the end there, it seemed like Kilo had kind of given up, which is kind of fair, I suppose. You know, you're in a 1-on-2. in that bomb site, it's tough to be able to wedge attackers out of the or defenders out of their positions. They've got some good crossfires. He gave it his best shot at the end there, so you know, credit to him where you can. But still, I think that Ollie had a big round last time, and Wimpy is starting to warm up, and this isn't really something we saw from him in the first 1-2 rounds of this game. He's gotten a couple more kills so far, though, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far from him. So would like to see him continue this trend and hopefully bring us a close game on this map number 1.
Yeah, definitely was like this. Unfortunately, was a team kill there as well because it could have been a 2-2, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, Z-Fact shoots prompted to the face, and that definitely doesn't help. So we'll be doing a lobby defense. You see 2 in a row here from Joey Sports. They've won 2 different sites. They're picking a tertiary site, which surprisingly they didn't pick back upstairs to win. Maybe they've won split, they've won garage, and now they're going to lobby and press rather than maybe console and projector. We'll see how they do it. Of course, you can play upstairs, play on that roam. I'm assuming we're going to see probably Okami take admin and push through just like they would on a console projector attack.
Nice to see that Joe Esports are flexible on all 4 bomb sites. That's not something that most teams take the time to do. As you talked about, there is going to be a relatively strong hold on this top floor. 4 players up top, and then Gio in the bathroom looks to be his current position. So relatively standard stuff. Again, you don't typically want to play too many people on the main bomb site. Sometimes you throw one around piano as well, but the guy from bathroom would typically cover that. You got Wimpy relatively aggressive in office, and he wastes his C4 and also half of his HP because of it. Maybe not the best use of his resources. He now runs all the way back to yellow stairs and drops down to the first floor, leaving just 3 players up here on floor number 2. So, I mean, that's going to be a little bit questionable hold from Wimpy, but he's still got some teammates up here, so the defense on the top floor is still going relatively strong.
Yeah, it's still, even though he lost his half health in C4, it's still, yeah, like I said before, it's still really strong. There's still players out here by vending machine. You still have both Ollie and Clicks holding on to vending machine as long as possible, rethinking the projector, and I believe that Wimpy at this point returned back to site. Actually, he's below in garage, actually, waiting for maybe a C4 from below to deny a piano play. So as at this point, Ollie getting aggressive along with Clicks, and they're both getting cussed. Wimpy gets 1 kill though on a Benji though. Looks like Benji is pushing through from a different angle. He's gonna lose his life to Wimpy. Wimpy's gonna redeem himself for that wasted C4. Clicks and Ollie, well, Ollie's actually jumped off at this point. Clicks is still playing that vending machine.
Wimpy has no business getting a kill, and then he runs to the other side of the map and finds one anyways. Fair enough. Still, his teammates up top are having a pretty good time. Clicks is about to be in an engagement. However, that grenade is not any fun at all. He gets naded out, and Kilo actually gets another headshot onto Gio. So that top floor crumbling quickly once the pressure gets applied by Okami, as they've now managed to crack 2 of the 3 players that were playing up there. Rethinking remains, and he's going to be a bit of a thorn in their side. Still watching this hatch inside of the meeting room. That's a very important one to be able to watch. He's got the angle that he needs. He's looking down into lobby. As soon as he gets droned out, he's going to need to change his behavior. Oh, he doesn't get droned, actually. He hears the drone, but he doesn't get spotted by it. There's somebody on central stairs who might be able to find him, Kilo, all the way down there, but that's going to be a really tight angle for him to try to find. The fact they're still worried about somebody on this top floor is good, assuming they know about him. If they don't, that's really, really good for the defense. Be able to bring him around and swing in for a flank. They're worried about the bottom spiral stairs, but Wimpy's in Zulu at the moment, so he's not really going to be coming from that angle. Kilo's still going to have to go in this engagement, but hits the quick shot on a Wimpy kid, finishing him off and allowing Z-Flack to go for this plant. Now here comes the C4 from Ollie. I like the angle, and it will land. 9 seconds means that this is going to be a panic for the attackers. They're now going to need to get to that diffuser as fast as possible. Might open things up for Rethinking, who gets the pick, despite the fact that somebody on these windows, and then he goes down. Rethinking, how does he get those kills? Prompted not watching, and Joe Esports tie us up at the half.
Wow, what a last-second play. Even though they were down members, it was a 4-2 in the favor of Okami. The C4 and the vertical play, because they couldn't hold on a projector well enough for Okami, allows them to win it. And we go to 3-3 at the half. You would not expect it.
Not at all. I mean, that looked like a very strong Okami round, but Prompted just not playing aggressive enough on the projector window, allowing that vertical play to come through. I mean, that wasn't even an angle that was being watched, right? Rethinking pushed that angle, and I mean, he didn't even look at the projector window. So that certainly could have been Prompted's kill if you'd just been playing a little bit more aggressively, but that's angles, man. Sometimes you're just not peeking far enough. It can be tough to know where you should be exactly positioned to find that kill, and I think there's a lot of credit to be given to Rethinking as well, to be able to hit the shot as quickly as he did onto the planting player. That's not something that everybody could have done. So an intense final round gets us to a 3-3 split, and that's a good momentum halter, I would say. You know, you go down 3-0. I talked about this a little bit when Okami were already looking pretty hot after that last best of 3. Not that you weren't as Joe Esports, but you've had some time to slow it down a little bit. And getting those next 3 rounds can definitely install some more confidence in you. You can see their big fraggers starting to pop off a little bit more. Not only Wimpy Kid, but you're seeing Rethinking really start to step up. I think that Ollie's had some very good rounds, playing on them some more support operators as well. So the whole team's starting to come alive, move a little bit more together-like, and reclaim the advantage in this matchup that they are supposed to be the favorites.
Yeah, it should be their map pick. It should be the one leading the way. And taking 3 rounds in a row is a lot of momentum in their favor. So we'll see Okami on defense now. We'll see Joe Esports on attack, and whether or not they can really put this away here for their map pick and drive us on to the next map will be interesting to see here from Joe as we go downstairs to that garage and kitchen defense. Again, of course, we have people roaming around. Benji upstairs by himself, prompted inside of bathroom. It's kind of the same play here saw from the side of Joe Esports on the first defense, or this first defense of this site. So if they can just we saw from Okami and then maybe even push on the site, though they don't have a Maverick, they have Habana instead, so they can't open this wall nearly as much as you saw from Maverick tricking the bottom and top and then bucking it. So we'll see here, looks like Z-Flag and Kilo are waiting for that position though, or a push. There's no, I'm not sure they get away with just being able to push right into sight. C4 gets thrown on the yellow stairs. Wrong way, he's inside of press actually.
I think it's a really important thing to look at the hard destructor. With the thermite off the board, you've got to make a decision, Maverick or Habana, and these two teams are choosing different options. It seems like the Maverick might be working a little bit better because, of course, the Kaid play from Kilo has been pretty effective in terms of stopping Clicks from opening up the garage wall. At the moment, it remains closed. Gio will be trying to make that not true as he's up top inside of Piano, but he's going to be challenged by who else but Kilo. However, peeking in onto yellow stairs, he will get shot down from the doorway and eventually finished off thanks to Gio. So that's 2 players down as Wimpy adds on to the tally. Benji also going to get sent to the grave. And these kills have really started to lean in favor of the attackers. They will lose 1 thanks to Prompt hitting the headshot under Gio, but that's still going to be an advantage. And with this wall opened up, the attackers just got to stall out a couple of these toxic babes, and they will be in a good position to go for a bit of a plant.
Yeah, this point looks like they're trying to walk through that small hole created by the X-Kairos. Though at this point, because it's a small hole, you can only see so much. There's still 2 toxic cancers in the position of Z-Flag. He's waiting to throw 1 more, and it looks like it's Wimpy trying to, actually no, it's Rethinking, or Clicks trying to book his way in. So at this point, goes for the plant. Toxic Cancer comes out though. Perfect Toxic Cancer to deny Clicks. He's actually gonna go in the corner. Plants again, but he's actually in the view of Z-Flag. But at the same point, he stops. He's gonna push again. Now goes down to Z-Flag anyway. Bit of a misplay from the side of Joe Esports. Running out of time. There's another play on site actually. Looks like they're Rethinking on site. Takes out Prompted. He'll get refragged by Z-Flag though. It's coming down to his last 26 seconds, but players are going left and right. It's just Laymon in a 1v2 now. Plant still's not gone down, so he could deny if he stays alive. He may try to come back and try to pick up Z-Flag. C4 thrown. Wrong place, not going to kill. Pushing through the rotation, he doesn't see it. Ollie to finish off both Z-Flag and Laymon, and Joe Esports take their first attack.
Felt like a mistake for Clicks to go for that plant. I think maybe he had to just to sort of get an entry for his teammates, right? Force that smoke out of position, allow Rethinking to come in and be able to get the frag onto the smoke. So, you know, there was definitely some value to it if you stretch things a little bit, and they did walk away with the round, so credit to 4 in a row from Joe Esports, but that was a little bit closer than it needed to be. I think in that last, final seconds, Laymon or Z-Flag was last alive, whoever it was, maybe a little bit panicked as well, holding inside, just wasting some C4s, vaulting when they didn't necessarily need to. The time was still relatively on the side of the defense, so maybe Okami could have played that a little bit smarter in the dying seconds, but all in all, it was good to be able to have the angles covered that they did on Joe Esports and use the numbers advantage that they managed to kind of have forced their way into a numbers advantage thanks to some good drops and some garage holds as well, just catching the defenders off guard as they went for maybe more rotates than they should have.
Yeah, I never agree. It's like a little bit too not saying ambitious, but a little bit too loose for the defenders to getting caught off. Benji both caught off, as well as I think it was, I can't remember the together. I know Benji got caught off, and so unfortunately, that wouldn't work out for them. They go upstairs now to a console office and projector defense. We've seen from the side of Joe that they held this. They could hold this one time. They held it another time pretty well, but the second time they couldn't really hold it due to not enough angles and not being able to deny those, those 1v1s. So hopefully we'll see how exactly Okami does this, if they can win those 1v1s and hold this site compared to how Joey could not. Benji already looking to get aggressive and find a kill on somebody spawning a police line, but nobody's there for the moment. Most of Joe is spawned by the garage, and they're looking to push through, probably to yellow stairs where Prompted is.
Yeah, Prompted's holding on for now. He's got Kilo inside of the bathroom to help him out, so there's some opportunities for them to stall out for sure. The attack seems to be mostly focused on this corner of the map. Very different from what we saw being brought out in terms of the attacks of Okami. They like to take things from admin. This has definitely been more so an attack from Joey Sports on the windows. So it'll be interesting to see how this changes in terms of the defensive strategy. If they want to move more people over to this west side, would probably be advised. Or maybe just send Prompted down below. That could work too. All he's actually going to start us off, as well as rethinking a couple of kills on a Lamon and Prompted. That's certainly nice to have if you're the attackers. And there's another one, Wimpy. Wimpy with 2. Okay, hello. Can't even let me get some time to catch my breath. Kilo will shut down rethinking, but at this point, you're in a 1-on-4. 1-on-5 turned into a 1-on-4 even, which is not a great spot to be in. A couple players still down beneath you, and you're still trying to deal with the players up on these windows as well. Kilo has got a tall task ahead of him.
There is so many angles here. It's just all on windows. One's below him though. So yeah, I said before, like there's so many things to look at. I don't know what he's gonna be able to look at as they all start to encircle Kilo. 2 coming from upstairs was a headshot on the Geo. There's another coming from out that desk. They're just waiting for him to walk up the stairs. At this point, they can go for a plant if they have the diffuser, but it looks like they're waiting for the kill. Some ping come out from probably the evil eyes on site. He sees one, or he sees a ping of one, tries to shoot through the desk but can't get so far. But through the soft walls, Wimpy, it's been opened up to the bathroom, and he sees Kilo and finishes him off. And Joey Sports will take another win, another attack actually. So it's 5-3 in their favor on their map pick. Seems like Joey Sports also a very much attacker, maybe attacker preferred team.
Possibly. I mean, it could also just be that they're a little bit more comfortable here on Consulate. They're gonna ask for a rehost, so we'll get into that. But yeah, in terms of that last round, it really did feel like they kind of just exploded onto the scene, right? That's a corner of the map where most of Okami were sort of grouped up in. I mean, the window play was really, really good. Wimpy Kid just kind of walks in and does his thing and gets a couple of kills. That's nice to see from him as well, just pushing it onto yellow. So I don't know. I think there was some strong pushing coming in. Maybe just catching off Okami off guard based on how quickly they were looking to the building, how fast they were able to find those frags. It's certainly impressive to see the efficiency from Joey Sports, even in just 2 rounds of attack.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They've been looking a lot better on their attack than their defense, maybe in a sense, because they've been able to take 2 in a row so far. Really good from them. We'll go rehost. We'll be back in a second. Quick beat right back. Alright, we are back once more after the rehost. It is 5-3 in the favor of Joe Esports, and we're getting round 9. Again, I'm Caster Benal, joined by Jesse J. Chick. So far, it's been attacker-sided consulate.
Yeah, it has. We've had 5 rounds in a row from Joe Esports. Now, a rehost was called, so sometimes this can disrupt the momentum, which could be why the rehost was called. I mean, with that going down, it certainly could help out Okami get their head in the game, feel a little bit, better about themselves, talk amongst their team, talk with their coach. Hopefully, just feel a little bit more prepared because, as we've talked about, this has kind of not gone their way. It started off really good, and we talked about momentum. And they lost a round, and we're like, that could be a momentum shift. And they lost the second round, and like, it seems like it was. And they lost 3rd, 4th, 5th, and we're like, you know what? It seems like it might have been a momentum shift. Because they haven't gotten anything since round number 3, and we're here in round number 9. It'll be another garage defense, and I'm wondering what, if anything, will change from Okami to stop this roller coaster that's been heading nothing but down for them.
Yeah, Okami need to figure out what they're gonna do here because they're spiraling out of control. They can always let it go and try and bring it back on their map pick, but it's still a scary sight to lose all the momentum and then go to another map pick where you've lost so many rounds in a row, and now you gotta try and play it out on a new map and figure it out again once more. So we're gonna go back downstairs for instead of Okami on their defense and see if they can get 1 round on the board, as they've not won a defense just yet.
Relatively similar setup to what we tend to see. You've got Prompted on the mute up in the bathroom, able to basically lock himself in. He doesn't really have to worry about much. And the rest of his team are going to be playing either in the basement, or are there players up on the top floor? There definitely could be, based on the fact that I only see Zedflak and Kilo in the basement. If you had like Lamon up top and perhaps Benji up top, that'd be an interesting way to play it. It didn't really work when we saw Joe Esports playing that sort of a strategy. They could also have people in server at the moment. It's tough to really say. But if they have only 2 players down in the basement and there is a bit of a rush, then we could see a similar strat where everybody just sort of falls apart on site and the attackers get a very quick win attacking onto this bomb site.
Kilo's playing so aggressive here. They're gonna open more of the wall, the X-Kairos, and Kilo's just playing on that black car. He won't be able to play anymore. He's gonna back up as they're opening more of that wall. And there's a lot of, this is where a lot of the defenders are now backed off, and so this is where the indirect play needs to be in shore. There's also a air jab on the doorway Prompted, so he can't even go out and try and get a kill. And Benji takes a lot of damage too as well. Looks like he's playing aggressively upstairs. He loses a lot of his health, trying to deal maybe damage to Geo's inside a press. At this point, it's looking pretty painful for the attack or defenders. It's now Prompted. Oh, looks like no, Geo takes a fight with Kilo, and now Kilo takes a lot of damage on Geo. Geo's gonna back up. All he gets to kill on Lamon though, on site inside a kitchen. So there's one more player not available to try and deny this plant as they're pushing right in. Clicks goes for the plant. It's not on Z-Flex to deny this. Goes for the first smoke. Smoke will push him off though. Otherwise, looks like gonna push over. Kilo's place is back out to site. He's inside of the spiral hallway. As Benji though gonna kill on his own. He hits an air jab. Prompted hits an air jab on the wood door and comes back from the bathroom. Benji takes 2 actually. As it clicks, and now down to just a 4v3.
Benji's been good despite having very low HP. Eventually finished off by Rethinking, who pushes on into Piano, but now knows he needs to focus on this bottom floor because this is where the diffuser at, and your team doesn't have it. It's being watched at the moment. That Toxic Babe is going to be able to stall it Rethinking a little bit. He's forced off, and he's finding the wrong player inside of Piano. Prompted was never pushed out of bathroom, so he's going to be able to hold that position right by the radio. Always able to take down Kilo, and now we're into a 2-on-2. They just charge in through the bomb site. Ollie finds his 3rd of the round, and Prompted, still in the bathroom, is going to be in a good position to drop and go for this counter, but he can't quite do it. Ollie is there with a good number of kills in that round. Joe Esports take number 9 and continue their streak.
At this point, it was looking pretty good for a second there here for the side of Okami. They're able to get a lot of kills and at least keep it, equal. But losing the members upstairs, not able to keep your stances. They walked right in the site and they took out both anchors, walking in, taking those fights, winning both of them, and it's going for the plan. So it seems as though both sides, their attacking side is their preferred side, as they can just win fights walking in like that on the attacking side. So we'll go back to lobby. We'll go actually lobby press for the first time, actually, not back to it. First time for Okami. They can't seem to be winning on defense, and it's on match point here for Joe Esports. Looks like we're going to map 2 real quick.
Certainly quicker than what we saw in our first best of 3, which was again 7-5, 7-5, 8-7. And that was, of course, between Burden Biceps and Okami. Now here against Joe Esports, Okami are certainly having a lot more trouble than what they were finding in their first, more trouble than what they were finding in the first best of 3, which is a worry because they had a lot of trouble in their first best of 3 despite the win. Again, this matchup is for Challenger League, so the winner goes to CL Season 11. The loser will drop down to the lower bracket and have to win the next 2 matches. Otherwise, they will not be present in CL Season 11. To keep you guys updated on the other matches going on, EXG 2.0 did win their first map against Run It Back. Otherwise, there are no updates to tell you guys. But there's 4 games going on right now. All of them have important implications for who makes CL. The winner will make it to CL. There's 4 more games going on in the lower bracket, and the losers of all of those will be eliminated. Here on Consulate, though, look at Benji going for a spawn peek. Nobody spawned in the southwest corner.
Yep, nobody's there once more. It looks like all Joe Esports are spawned by the yellow stairs like usual. They're not going to fall for that from Benji. They're going to be wary of a spawn peek out that window. And so once more, we saw this site last time. It wasn't even like anybody was playing too aggressive. They were just getting picked off left and right on this site. Ruby gets 2, Ollie gets 2. They walk on site, they finish off Kilo, and that was it. Hope it doesn't go the same way.
Yeah, me too. That would be less than ideal for them. Of course, this is do or die. They gotta get 3 in a row. So in terms of this attack, I mean, hasn't been as explosive as last time, which is nice. It's been a little bit slower. There's the opening pick from the defense, which is a great change of pace, but Rethinking immediately answers back with a double kill, crushing any hope that Okami had it, claiming an advantage. Benji and Lemon both hit the ground as Rethinking just tears things up from the yellow stairs. He's been phenomenal so far today. Kilo downstairs, just in his own bomb site, is really going to start to panic because he knows there's going to be players above him. He knows there's going to be players coming from that front door as well, and who knows where else. He's really going to have to watch the different angles because he knows he's going to have to deal with more than just one as his attackers close on in. We just passed that minute-and-a-half mark in this round. It's going to get very tense. These attackers need to find just 3 more kills, and you can tell just by his movements how panicked Kilo seems to be by the prospect of 4 attackers barreling in towards him at any moment.
Yeah, this has been all his upstairs coverage. Then looks like the GO was finally going to work with the skeleton key, but there's so much upstairs coverage for them now, so much vertical play they can use now. They took control upstairs so very quickly for Joe Esports, and they now use it to their advantage. Kilo gets droned out finally, and now it's all to Geo to try and find a kill there. He's getting shot from below. It takes quite a bit of damage. Kilo takes no damage in the engagements, but still, just the pressure from all sides here for Kilo is causing him just to try to find a corner he can sit in, as he's just waiting for somebody to come down him to try to win a gunfight 1v1 or 2v1. And so at this point, this is a bit of a slowdown for Joe though. Joe at this point, even though they've taken control upstairs, they're kind of slowing down, trying to figure out how they're going to get rid of more picks and try to win this out just by kills rather than needing to go for a plant.
Kilo getting droned out, now needs to face one player, clicks inside of the bathroom, gets some foot shots, but it's not enough for a kill. He's going to bring out that bearing 9 and eventually finishes off Rethinking. The rest of his teammates all falling down as well. Zed Flack alone, and he can't do anything. Joe Esports with 7 in a row will take it here on Consulate, go up 1-0, winning their own map pick. We head to Border for map number 2 after a strong result from Joe Esports to take down Okami.
Yes, we'll move back in a second. I'm not going to show the scoreboard because it doesn't matter because there was 2 reho or 1 rehost that really made more difference or anything. So, more than anything, what a spectacular show from Joe Esports. We go into map 2B. We're back in a second. Alright, everybody, we are back with the next map, Border, which is Okami's map pick. Again, I'm your caster Benial, joined by Jesse J. Chick. I'm gonna change the browser or the header real quick, but we're starting off here on map pick of Okami with 1 in the lead here for Joe. They need 1 more to make it.
That's right, Joe Esports just 7 rounds away from being one of your next 4 Challenger League teams. Of course, we're even 4 out of the 8 today. We had 2 just from last season, and then 2 will be decided on Wednesday. So some important games going down. We've already jumped into the ban phase in terms of operators of this map of Border. Nomad and Thermite going to be your attacker bans. So Thermite twice in a row being taken out by Okami. That's not to say that they're rigid in their bans. We saw many different attacker bans come up from them in the first best of 3, but for these 2 maps, they seem to dislike the Thermite. Amira now gone from Okami, as that was also an operator that was used relatively a lot last map, so it's not a surprise that goes. And then the second Echo ban in a row to come from Joe Esports. So they got through this ban phase pretty quickly on Border. It's a relatively standard map. You know, both these teams have played it many times before, I'm sure. So it's not a huge surprise, but still, that is going to send us relatively quickly into round number 1, and I think we're all thankful to that, as it is relatively late, 11:30 on the East Coast. These are long days, at least this one, and well, there's a lot on these lines, so neither team can really afford to go home.
Just like the invite quals are long as hell as well.
That's true.
It's funny. True. I remember this conversation with last time you told you cast with me. You casted the first or one of the weeks of Steel Quals too, actually.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
What?
So I remember no, it's my conversation we had back a while ago. We were talking about what was the last time we casted together, and I was saying that you casted one of the weeks of CL calls before that, and you said you never did, and then I had to go back and find it. I go back and get it and find it. I keep forgetting after you do these, for God's sakes.
Oh, all right, maybe
every single time. But either way, we're starting off here on Border. The defense goes to Joey Sports because they picked it. They picked the side because it's Okami's map pick, and we'll see how well they do on defenses. It's been attacker sided so far. That's a big thing, so generally. I wonder if it's going to keep that trend.
It'll be interesting to see. We're going to start at the top floor, which is a little bit different from what we saw in the first best of 3. Of course, we did see Border our first match for the night, so if you've you know, not been here for 4.5 hours. You might not remember it, but we did see this map earlier today. And we did see a lot of Ventilation Workshop being played. It was a pretty strong bomb site for both the defending teams when they played on it. This time, though, it's going to be Joe Esports as used to start up on this top floor. They've got Wimpy and Ollie both playing inside of security. That Mute Mozzie combo going to be quite powerful in terms of denying that drone information. There's a couple of good spots you can place those Mute Jammers and those Mozzie pests where the attackers are going to have to spend quite a bit of utility and quite a bit of time to actually root you out of security. So I like this quite a bit, assuming they don't just peak angles. They should be able to stay alive for quite a long time. Aside from that, you've got your relatively standard defensive operators, your Smoke, your Jaeger, and your Maestro as well. Just going to be sitting back, rethinking, going to be playing inside of offices. We'll be kind of holding that alone. So if you get some pressure, that could be a problem. But at the moment, there's really no pressure being placed by the attackers on that side of the map. So rethinking can sit pretty and really just wait on his partners to hold on to the other side of the map, which, as you can see, has been taken control of thanks to both Prompted and his teammates.
Yeah, at this point, both of the defenders inside CCT have backed off. There's software here for Geo to peek out anybody pushing from CC and that balcony, as well as they're pushing through. Drone comes through to see what Geo is, and looks like they may try to go below, but there is actually defenders below as well inside of Workshop. They could be denied what they need to stop them from stopping this half-wall coverage by Geo. I say that's a minute and a half gone by. Half the round's gone. ADS is being burned out. So this seems to be a full-on push here from Okami onto the west balcony, or into the West Army side, as more flash gangs come right through him, right in the face actually. There goes the shield, one person on sandwich as well, and it's all coming down as they're trying to figure out a way to deal with Geo first. I wonder if someone below is going to help out and die. Probably C4 from below most likely will happen.
Yeah, with the rotates coming out, you'd expect to see some C4s being played. Both these operators do have it. Z-Flak's actually going to start with this plant. Toxic Babes force him off, though, so with 10 still alive and a minute still on the clock, he can't really get too quick in terms of getting this plant down. Now, Lemon down on this first floor is going to be looking to deny Ollie, but Ollie's got the opportunity. Doesn't need to be stopped. He can go with the C4, but he just times it perfectly. Actually, does get gunned down by Lemon on the front door, who gets a second kill on the Wimpy kid. Prompted and Kilo just line them all up, and despite the C4 working, Okami walk away with round number 1 thanks to some good gunplay.
Yeah, C4 didn't stop the plant, unfortunately, due to time. I don't know why he threw it and then stopped, which is interesting. But he waited and the plant still went down, and so the C4, even though getting a kill, does not deny the plant, which is the big thing, but also some really good gunplay anyway, really got them those kills. I wonder if he denied the plant, they would have still got those kills, is my point.
Yeah.
Hard to say, but still really good work from Okami to win the first round. It's looking to be the attack side trend, but we'll go to Ventilation Workshop for another try here, as we see like our first game with Okami and Burn the Biceps, figuring out what bomb site works.
For sure. I mean, teams always have like their own favorite bomb site going into a map, but really what can matter more sometimes is just what your opponents are good at attacking. So, you know, you could be a really good like Walker's CC or Walker's Archives team, but if the team you're attacking or defending against is also a really good team at attacking that bomb site, they could be better just go down to Ventilation Workshop. So I like it when teams mix things up, even if you lose that first bomb site, even if you really love the top floor on border, just play that second bomb site. At this level, you should be strong enough on both bomb sites to have a good chance at winning both. So, you know, change it up. Maybe the guys over on the other side of Okami are going to be less proficient at attacking this bomb site. And based on the fact that Burden Biceps had some relative success defending here a few hours ago, I think there's a strong argument that maybe they are a little bit weaker in terms of attacking for Okami Esports on this bomb site.
Depends, maybe they changed it up as they have come around these 4 hours, for God's sakes, because they've been playing for so long now. Maybe they have a better way of defending this, or a better way of attacking this, as we say. And more than anything, it's but a different defense though too. There's actually 5 defenders on the top floor. 5, all 5 of them defending the top floor, rather than just 2 or 3. It's all of them. They just need to hold this like we saw from when I think Okami held Bathroom and Tellers. They did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that weird to have 5 people. It's not common, but it's not like we've never seen 5 defenders up on the top floor when the bomb site's down below. Border is always a map where it really is crucial you hold that top floor. Vertical play is so important on border, so usually you'll see 4, sometimes 3, sometimes 5 up on this top floor in terms of defenders. we'll see how this works. It does leave you open to a rush down on the bottom floor, but typically if you're competent, you can watch enough angles that you can stop the plant from going down. You don't often lose that. So usually you have drops available to you as well. Good from Benji to be able to spot out that Valkyrie cam from Geo, and now they can use this to gain a little bit more ground up on this top floor. You can tell this hasn't been a bottom floor rush. They really want to focus on this top floor, use their grenades, burn up some ADSs, and then root out some of these guys. Great throw from Prompted to take down Geo. That's going to be your Valkyrie off of the board. That's a C4 gone. Ollie also getting down is going to be huge for the attackers. You gain that man advantage. Then you actually just got to walk in, take this ground up top, and you're in a really good position to move this downwards and go for your plan.
Yeah, at this point, looks like some of the defenders have jumped back to site as they've already lost 2 upstairs. Click's still by himself into the small office of Armory, and all of Okami have seemed to have figured out what they want to do here. 2 drop back down, but Prompted looking to maybe finish off who is upstairs inside of Armory, or if they just go push straight for site, transition to a site take at this point, because Wimpy's holding move and actually rethinking his left side. He's actually by the middle stairs instead, but this is still 43 seconds left to go. Benji's looking to push right through, but there's a shotgun around the corner. He sees the shotgun, gets hit by it, so Benji, low HP, now has to back off. And now rethinking, taking a lot of damage. He's pushing to customs as he's being pushed from detention. Flex is still above, and this could be the upstairs covers they need to deny the plant. I don't know if they've been droned out on either.
Clicks is going to be a big problem. If they haven't dealt with him, if they don't know he's up there, then you're really worried about this. They have moved most of their players downstairs, if not all of their players. They're going to walk on in, thankfully hitting the shot onto Wimpy Kid, so that's going to be big, but with 13 seconds on this clock, Clicks could perhaps deny. He's in a strong position to do so. Rethinking finds Kilo, and there comes Clicks going for something, but it's his teammate who gets all the kills. Eventually, his teammate falls, and so does he. Pumped it upstairs, eventually being able to find that one. Okami take round number 2. Looked really strong from the start, started to slip away, but very strong recovery from them to be able to bring it back and secure that game, or secure that round.
Yeah, it looked kind of bad there, the fact they couldn't account for what Clicks was, but Prompted stayed on there just to make sure nobody uses vertical angles. He's not going to make the same mistake twice as he did last time with everything. Make that clutch on that lobby and press room hold constantly, because that was pretty crazy. And as I said, we'll go back to Army and Archives for another defense try here for the side of Joe Esports. And I really think is in the end, the defense is trying to find one site they can hold. Any site, please, one site.
Yeah, we see now a couple of rounds have gone by. This has similarly been mirrored what we saw in Consulate. Of course, the first 3 rounds were won by Okami, and then it was 7 in a row for Joe Esports able to win that match. So an early lead does not necessarily mean that this is going in favor of Okami. Certainly, it's better than like an early deficit. Don't get me wrong, but this doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to throw it all away over the next, few rounds. And they've only got 2 so far. Now, if you were watching about 4 hours ago, you'll be very excited by what Kilo has brought to the table. They have used this many times, attacking onto border. They used it attacking onto bank a couple times as well. Normally, they saved this for when they were attacking downstairs. It could be a misread on what bomb site's being brought out. Either way, they're going to bring it, and they're going to have the opportunity to rush on into the bomb site. But they brought this operator even when they haven't gone for rushes. The Finca being brought out has helped them quite a bit in just winning their ones, clearing out roamers. And when you're attacking on this bomb site, it might even help just for clearing out security or clearing out offices. It can still be a really big help to you, even if you're not going for a rush.
It's having the LMG, man. LMG with no recoil.
It's good. It's good.
Boy.
Yeah.
So last time we had Ollie and Wimpy play CCTV just to waste time. They did drop down the hatch and then played on stairs. They were picked off though as I tried to C4 from below, as I think it was Laymon watching below, trying to deal with any roamers as he watched West entrance. So let's see if he does the same for Ollie and Wimpy, fall off of this as quickly as before. Prompted and Z-Flag were already taking E stairs. So at this point, look, they're gonna flash in into, and a grenade comes over from Prompted, probably to destroy, at least destroy the mute jammers. And the both girls both mute jammers, and any player in there has already left the scene, so no damage to anybody on the defending team. And they're gonna open up that office wall actually. So this will be a Team Z transition, a different strat here from Okami to take office into archives rather than push, that West Armory wall like the last time.
Yeah, last time there wasn't a lot of pressure in offices. This time there's even less, with rethinking backing out of that position really early. So again, the rotations come out from the players inside of security. You've got both Wimpy Kid and Ollie have moved downstairs. They've, of course, got C4s with them, at least one. Kilo is able to take the head off of Clicks, so that's going to start things off with a kill into the smoke. Now, being able to find one into the bomb site like that is typically just bad position from the defense, and I would say this is another common case of that. This office control has been taken very nicely. You still have to be worried about these players down beneath you. But with this, adrenaline charge being brought out by the attack, Rethinking will now come around for another flank. They had 3 players down below. It means there's only Geo on the bomb site. No real advantage being taken from that thanks to Okami, though.
Yeah, at this point, Okami still trying to figure out what's going on. Kilo walks downstairs, walks right into Wimpy, though, holding a TCSG inside a workshop. And there's a good kill at least to equal out at 4-4. Benji, as I say, that takes out Gio, the only person on site. And now it's down to just the last 3 off site. Rethinking maybe looking to go for a flank up east stairs. A C4 probably in the hands of Ollie to deny the plant. If they go for the plant archive, Lamo takes out Wimpy though. Now it's down to just Rethinking. He's got to go for a play here. Lamo gets another Ollie, and now it's down to just Rethinking a 1v4. He sees one, it's prompted, he loses the fight immediately. Okami take 3 in a row.
Yeah, I don't know about this hold. I mean, the second time in a row, Joe Esports have tried it. They really like putting Ollie and Wimpy Kid. They start him in security. Within about 30, 45 seconds, they drop him downstairs, and they play that vertical game from below. And that time, it really didn't work because you lost your smoke so early, right? You've got to be able to have that site presence if you're going to be committing so much off-site. The few players you keep in the bomb site need to be able to stay alive. Didn't happen that round. And eventually, it took them a little while, but the attackers were able to sort of realize that there's not that many people on the bomb site. They've singled out those players down below as well. There wasn't a whole lot of impact coming in from the flanking Wimpy and Geo, or Ollie, I should say. So they didn't really have too big of an impact on their roam. The last player we'll talk about is Rethinking, who again sort of was in a good position to help out in the bomb site, but then went a little too aggro. He also decided to drop, so you got 3 down below. Came in for a really late flank that was way too late. The rest of his team had all died, and they were watching for him on the retake. So, yeah, I just don't like that strat in general. I think they maybe need to go back to the drawing board with it. It's creative, it's interesting, and maybe it's worked against other teams, but clearly Okami have an answer for it. I hope they don't bring it out again.
Yeah, at this point, we're going into a teller's and bathroom. They're really trying to figure out what they can put on the board, just throwing things against the wall, see what sticks, what they can win against Okami, because 3-0 is looking like Consulate, but I think we saw similar on the border game against B&B where they just went on a streak. So hopefully it doesn't happen for Joe Esports if they want to keep winning, but Okami they're a border team.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they did win it in their first match today, again 7-5. That was up against B&B. Now they're up 3-0 against Joe Esports, who looked very good back on Consulate. So the play's been well so far. They seem to know these attacks pretty nicely. It's going to be, as you mentioned, a hold of bathroom tellers, which isn't typically a bomb site we see defended for most teams. They're going to hold it upstairs, which again is relatively common from basically every team. They're going to be playing, I don't think every single guy up here. No, you can already see like a bandits down there, and that's about it. So 4 players up top, 1 in the basement, not too unusual. He's just going to be playing inside of archives for now, or inside of tellers, I should say. So you're waiting for these guys up top to be able to stall out the attackers and hopefully get some picks for you. At the moment, they've dealt some damage, but nobody up top here has managed to find a kill just yet, but that's fine.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like they're pushing through, and it seems as though they're going for another archives take, just like before. Office archives take, deal with any person inside because they have to get that vertical play. Geo playing up there along with Ollie, and it's just slow but sure here for Okami. They haven't even opened up that wall. There's no Thatcher on the board, of course, so they can't open up this wall into office unless they destroy those bandit batteries. Looks like a grenade will pass through to destroy the bandit batteries. It actually destroyed all 3, so now they can open this wall up. We'll be still playing inside that little 90s corner, trying to get an angle on the east stairs. There's the wall opened up. 2 angles in it. Kilo actually he takes out Ollie, but Ollie takes a prompted in the process though, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. You lose the frag grenades and you lose the C4 on the board from Ollie, so pretty even trade there for both teams.
Oh, Geo takes a bunch of damage inside of the archives. As we mentioned, a 1-for-1 prompted. It's a lot of soft destruction off of the board, but you have quite a bit in terms of the secondary utility on your other operator, so it's not the end of the world. Still, you've got a couple of operators who can hold down this top floor. Wimpy Kid, we saw him with the Alda, still holding strong. Zevflax actually vaulting into tellers. He can go for the plant here. If it's not being watched, it's going to be a very sneaky play, but CLXI is definitely going to hear it. He can go for the rotate now, runs on in, an easy kill, finds Flak, and that's Diffuser in possession of CLXI as well. So an over-aggressive play is not going to be good for the attackers. A nice shot from Kilo, but Wimpy's out there also getting frags, so it's not just yet a numbers advantage.
Yeah, this point is down to 2v2. It's also Wimpy off site. He gets a kill on the CLXI though. That's not just Wimpy in a 1v2. One player is low in HP. It's Kilo and Lemon. Time is running out and he could deny the plant with an Alda. He's trying to find angle onto the player planting, but he doesn't know where he's planting. He's actually planting the other corner rather than the left corner. And I don't know if he can shoot through that desk onto the person planting. So that's a 1v2 post-on situation. He's got to retake site with that Alda. Looking to go through. He doesn't know where each player is, so he's just pre-firing for the moment. There's no angles, no information, so he just gets blasted out by Kilo. Now 4 rounds in a row for Okami.
It's going to be quite a big smile on the faces of Okami. That's the first time they've hit 4 in a row, means that they're at least going to get half of the required rounds inside of this map. And it's looked a lot better for them so far. I mean, we could be heading to a map 3 in less time than it took us to get to map 2 after the last best of 3. So this has been a faster one, but certainly one that's now favoring Okami as up 4-2, or up 4-0, I should say. That bathroom push, just relatively standard, right? I mean, watching the flanks, watching the rotates up top, you're making sure that no kills going untraded. You're clearing out the top floor players relatively quickly. The ones you don't kill, like Wimpy Kid, you're forcing downstairs. And then the plant was a little bit questionable, but it worked out in the end. You managed to get a couple kills, arguably because of the positionings and the information that you gathered from that. So, yeah, a good push and 4-0. What more can you say?
Yeah, as I was going to say, they really winning the fights and just being able to roam clear so well for Okami. I don't know exactly. It's really hard to say what they can do at this point. Like, they need to change up their... Again, this site, though, they really need to not play the same site and have to go downstairs because it's not working having 3 or there's trying C4. Hopefully, maybe they can take this fight maybe more aggressive. I just one thing I don't see from this team is they seem to be a very gunner-based team. They need very more frags, but I've not seen enough aggression. Maybe a correct aggression is a better way to put it.
I suppose. I don't know. We're going to see, again, the same strategy, right? CLXI and Geo are going to be playing on the bomb site. You're going to see rethinking likely around offices, perhaps to drop, unless he's in security this time. Maybe they're swapping roles. Wimpy Kid could be playing more towards the bomb site, and rethinking could kind of take his place. You know, the strat didn't work once, but now Ollie is on the alibi. So that's a change. I don't know if it's going to be a good change, but it is a change. Rethinking maybe a more impactful change in terms of him picking up Wimpy's position, and Wimpy can go more towards the bomb site with a bullet hole. Look at this one. It's a dirty one and prompted. Could be about to walk on into it. Wimpy Kid's got to be careful, though. It seems like they do know that he's there. Prompted at least knows the possibility of it, and he's not going to take this chance without getting some extra information from his team. At the moment, doesn't look like he's willing to go for it without the drone. There's Lemon droning, but gets caught by a pest. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, at this point, he's kind of wasting time, and he's still on the hole. They can't injure him out because they put the pest out so far. So he could actually fall for this. He does speak out a little bit. Not enough for Wimpy to be able to see him to shoot, though. So it's just very drawn out here. You hear an X-Chaos in the background being shot out. Looks like it's drawn on that 90 wall, but it will be shot up by the player nearby. Was Ollie to shoot that out. So I wonder if he's going to push his angle and run white into Wimpy or not, though. They're so very tame here for Okami, which is good though. They're playing it slow. They know to be wary here, which is very good drone work on their side. Benji looking to push into break room or into CCTV. It doesn't seem like the members on the side of Joe Esports trying to drop down as Ollie gets killed down. There's actually one below is inside of office, take out one on a Benji, but prompted to take out rethinking. So there's at least control of CCTV break room.
Again, that's the 2 players in security, not really doing a whole lot. They both lose their lives, and you've only killed an Ash in terms of the trades. That's not a great 2-for-1 exchange at all. So the defense looking quite a bit weaker nowadays. You still got Wimpy, should be relatively close to the bomb site, as well as the rest of his 2 teammates. So, you know, there's more. You haven't lost as much as you have in the last couple of rounds in terms of positioning, but you're still not in a great spot. And in terms of Okami, they're looking pretty good to secure their 5th round. CLXI inside of office hallway could make some sort of a ripple in the attack if they push in through the offices where Prompted is currently looking in through, and Zevflat could rotate towards. It seems like they are. Wimpy could also come up from downstairs. He did drop, so if he goes for a bit of a flank, he could make some moves, but he just decides to play it passively. Probably the smarter decision. Go back to watching that Locker's wall, and he doesn't have to worry too much about, you know, being a waste of space for his team. Clicks goes down eventually inside of the archives. It's prompted second kill of the round. Yuli's just 2 alive now. Gio's still on site with the Alda. Could be a big threat, but he's got to be able to hit his shots. That's a first really good one. Downing and getting the diffuser off of the Z flak as well. His teammate will fall, though. He's going to get all 4 almost. But Okami just have too many guns aiming his direction, and because of it, they get their 5th round in a row, 5-0.
Yeah, so far it's always been a really just pick after pick that gave Okami the man advantage, and they're just always in the man advantage so far in this border game. It's been different on console, but here on border, just Okami on attack. I've not seen a first pick from Joe Esports yet in 5 rounds.
Yeah. They've certainly been struggling in the opening picks department and the picks in general. Look at that. 2-3, 2-2-2. This seems like a team that kind of struggles when the top guys aren't popping off. And it's hard. It's hard when you're the backbone of a team and your team in many ways relies on you to get that many frags, to really like be the strong force on your squad and lift the rest of the team up kind of on their back. You just can't rely on one player to do that every single round. And so with everybody not maybe showing up as much as you'd like, you know, Wimpy Kid only on 2 kills, Ollie only on 2 kills, you're bound to see a scoreline like this where Okami are kind of just running away with it. I don't want to discredit Okami's play. I think that their border play is maybe some of the best border that we've seen in these close qualifiers. The strats seem to be on point. Pushing is very well coordinated. Despite the fact that there's been a Mozzie most rounds, there's been a Mute a couple of rounds as well. It seems like that doesn't seem to disrupt them too much. They're able to deal with that, and they're able to still go relatively quickly through this, albeit small map. It is still impressive to see, and I'm glad to see it coming out from Okami. If they can get 2 more rounds sometime in the next 7, we will be headed all the way over to Coastline, which would be a fun one because we haven't seen Coastline today, and it's one of my favorite maps to cast.
Coastline would be a very interesting one for Okami and for Joe Esports. Joe Esports, I don't know, it's Joe Esports so far have not seemed aggressive as I thought they'd be, and then Okami just seemed like they would be gunning on Coastline. It's hard to say. We'll see what happens here as we go into round 6. And again, this is so now they're pushing at Ventilation Workshop, throwing things stone, trying to find a defense that they can hold. It's not as heavy as last time. They had 5 players on the last time they held this site. They've only got 2 up there, 3 up there. I say 4 actually now, as Ollie goes up the stairs, but he just makes some holes and walks back down. But I say that, but Clicks will get the first kill. Actually, that was the first pick you didn't see on the Prompted. Looks like Prompted may have been peeking out. Where was Prompted actually? But he'll lose his life as first Clicks, holding on to armies for as long as possible. I don't know there was even.
Yeah, I don't know. Might have been like a spawn peek as well. He's really far off site. Usually he was playing more towards that like Locker's wall, so I would assume it was again over there. But I don't know. Oh no, it's just outside the office wall. Okay,
that's a
so he
long
blocked
shot,
it open
though.
and then died, I think.
Yeah, so that's a good shot, but Steve like already trades it back out on Ollie. My God.
All right, so that's a good pick. Of course, you take the Legion off the board. Ollie, a big fragger historically for this team, so not going to be a problem any longer either. You've got a couple of players inside of offices who are trying to work their way down. I mean, this has been a relatively strong attack, but as we always say on border, it's important to take down these top 4 players because the vertical play can be really good. The X-Kairos not super successful coming out from Z Flak. Most of them did get zapped away. He's going to get downed as well inside of offices, dropping that diffuser thanks to the downstairs play from Wimpy Kid. He was also the one to destroy those X-Kairos, so unfortunate that maybe Z Flak wasn't aware of his positioning. Benji can pick him back up, and it doesn't look like there's going to be too much more contest coming from Wimpy. Already wasted his C4, so he doesn't have the opportunity really to explode those players. But still, with the utility wasted by Wimpy and the damage dealt to Z Flak, he's had a good round so far, and he's still got players up top too, so this is not bad.
Well, Benji immediately refrags though, and there's a Mozzie drone to see where he is. So Wimpy goes down, and now the favorites walk right into the Mozzie, get the shot, and rethinking. What a wall bang from Benji. Great shots with the G36C. And now, at this point, they're trying to push through archives into army to deny Clicks upstairs. Clicks is holding on to the doctor. He's with MP5. He gets one shot onto Z-Flax to finish him off. Still, I'd say about Lamon takes out Geo though. So now all this control is looking out the window. He's had to drop back to sight. And from above though, it'll be Benji to finish off Clicks as he follows him through armory down the hatch. And Okami takes 6 in a row.
I mean, I think that round Benji was certainly the star of it, but I don't want to discredit the players who were downstairs as well. Also, going for some pushes onto the bomb site, making sure that there was no real support from down below. Wimpy Kid, of course, got fragged from above, but there were still players downstairs that also got felled by players other than Benji. So, I mean, great round by Benji, great round from the rest of Okami as well. The guys behind Benji just, supporting, giving him moral advice, I guess, and, the players downstairs as well, doing their job, focusing on both the top floor and the bottom floor at the same time, making sure that nobody's able to go for rotates is really important, especially for Joe Esports, who love their rotations. Makes it a perfect half for Okami. Unless a disaster happens, this should be their map in the bag.
How would you feel if they went 6 rounds in a row for the attacking side? Esports.
You know what? It wouldn't even be the craziest thing happening right now, because if you're watching the Run It Back EXG stream, that's been a game. But I won't spoil it too much for you. Yeah, it was 6-1 for EXG. It is now 7-6 for Run It Back.
Whoa! Wow.
Keep people up to date. So I'll let you know how that one goes. But
wow. Run It Back definitely knows how to run it back. Apparently. Oh my.
They live up to their name, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But so we'll see the first defense and advantage workshop here for Okami. They need only one more round. They are match points to finish off and go on to map 3, which will be Coastline. At the same point, I say that, but it's like attacking side isn't pretty trending ready. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joe would take a few rounds at least.
It's nice for Joe Esports as well, because if they can shut this down without giving up more than 3 rounds, they'll be in a position to choose the starting side, which can always be nice, especially on Coastline. Probably choose an attack. There we go, prompted. Going for the spawn peak, taking down Ollie, really setting the tone of this second half, letting them know that you are not going to make it back into this round. I'm going to get aggressive on you. I'm going to get that spawn peak, and very demoralizing if you're the attacking side in that engagement.
Yeah, that is super demoralizing. Already lose one player. It was just Sophia as well. So there goes the lifeline. There's a lot of utility off the board, and now they have to try and get their way into Armory, Archives, or Office, and Z-Flag with another kill. Looks like he's playing aggressive as well in a 90 angle. He'll deal with one player and break room. The fuse gets picked by Wimpy, but still, it's already 2 players off the board. There's a Heartbreaker too as well, so they can't even open up this wall anymore. They gotta just push through the door and try and make their way into Armory with no real resources. I say that looks like they're kind of rotating, just kind of push on the site as nobody's actually on site. Wimpy's gonna push in first. He's gonna go for the plant. Kilo jumps down and takes him out though. It's 1-for-1 though. Z-Flag gets rethinking, and there it is. A Benji to finish on Wimpy, and wow, Okami. 7-0 on board.
Wow, indeed. How's that for your favorites going into this Joe Esports? I mean, they certainly look good on console. However, they looked like a disaster. They said they're going to need 5 minutes. You know what? I don't blame them. It was a short map, but that's one I would want to take a pause of afterwards if I was them as well.
Yeah, guys, we'll be back in a quick second with the next map. We'll be back here with Coastline in about 5 minutes. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to map 3 of this best of 3 series. Both teams have won their respective map picks, though I'll say Okami winning theirs 7-0 was pretty goddamn decided. So again, I'm your Cancer Benio, joined by Just J Chick, and we're on Coastline for the decider. Okami gets the pick because they 7-0 respectively.
Yes, sir. We are here on Coastline, as mentioned, looking for our operator bands. Okami, for the 3rd time in a row, are starting on attack first, which is nice because I don't have to change my notes around, and we don't have to get confused. Hibana, is this the first Hibana band we've seen all night? I'm looking at my notes. Don't tell me it is the first Hibana band we've seen all night. And a Buck, the first Buck band we've seen all night. I like new things.
I like new things.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the first time I see Hibana and Buck, which is interesting. Hibana pretty interesting. It makes sense though, especially for this site, because a lot of teams will try to open pink with Hibana or open to facing pink for VIP. Buck makes sense too because there's a lot of vertical play here on Coastline. Goyo, that's the 2nd time I've seen Goyo. I'm wondering if it's a targeted ban.
Well, perhaps. I mean, it is the second time that we've seen Okami ban Goyo against Joe Esports. Before we start off this map, I want to say a very big congratulations to our third Challenger League team confirmed for Season 11 Shook Squad. Take a 2-0 victory over Senshi, locking in their spots. Not a team that most people would have said 10th seed Shook Squad would be the first team to qualify from these qualifiers into
I
CL
agree.
Season 11. But they did it, beating Senshi and
They were
beating
the
Katsu.
they're the first team to qualify in this tournament. My God.
First team, we will get 3 more tonight. One of them will be either Joe Esports or Okami. And we're going to find out which one of those two right now.
Oh, it started off from Blue Bar and Sunrise, which is a very interesting place to start here. That's one people go to often for how difficult the bars are able to behold. But we'll see exactly if that Joey Sports can do it. Also, Glaz on the board. That's not something you see very often.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if I've seen a Glaz since like 2018. This is an interesting pick alongside a Finka
last year.
I don't know. I mean,
Last
maybe,
CL qual, maybe
probably,
I saw one.
but like, I don't remember it. It definitely didn't wow anybody.
Yeah. I'm interested to see why they brought the class and what the intent is. Common is they're attacking first. They can set the tone, and they definitely want to attack because it's definitely been their favorite side every single map today.
Yes, especially border.
Oh yeah.
5 seconds to insertion.
Where are they at though? They're in the bars, which, according to the CGG statistics for the 6th Invitational, was one of the worst bomb sites for defenders throughout the whole event. This isn't the 6th Invitational, I get that, but I think that a lot can be learned from the top level of play, and if even the pros are having trouble defending on this bomb site, it stands to reason that probably CL teams will also struggle a little bit. So hopefully the factor of it just being a bit of an unorthodox first choice will be throwing off Okami enough. However, they still managed to open things up with the first pick. Benji on the Ashes able to take down Gio on the castle. That's a good first pick in the first 30 seconds too.
Oh, he's from above.
Okay.
So it looks like Castle was playing on first floor. Down below, gets spot off from on the roof of Benji, and that's already a first good kill, and that was already within the first 4.5 seconds, and they haven't even roam cleared it.
Hey man, they're feeling good, and you can't hate on that early aggression.
Surprising there's no roamers though to deny that vertical pressure. So
Right.
but there's also not anybody really on site though at the same point too. So I can see why.
I mean, like you're on the roof. This is why you typically say this is more of an attack precision map. You got a lot of different angles to play with. Ollie gets a little bit aggressive, peeking into luggage as well. He's gonna retreat though, which is probably the right call because he can lure these attackers down to some more crossfires his teammates have set up. However, wanders into Prompt's crossfire instead, and will go down an easy kill for the Zofia that puts them up into a 5-on-3 advantage. I mean, questionable position from Ollie. You definitely knew they were there. I guess he just felt like he had to back off there, was challenging somebody else, I believe, over towards the courtroom kitchen area, somewhere over there. And yeah, the crossfire is too strong for the attack. That leaves just, what is it? Yeah, Clicks, Rethinking, and Wimpy left alive to hold things down. Silencer on the
C4. Oh, it would down him.
Yeah, not quite enough. Prompted can get picked back up thanks to that Finka. There we go. They've still got some opportunities to look on down. This half's not opened up, but that's not just done yet.
There's some fighting back going on. This click test too. Wimpy gets one to Kilo, and there's a down onto Lamos. Z-Flack in a 1v3. This is all gone downhill here for Okami. Wimpy goes down to Z-Flack, not a refrag, but it doesn't matter because the 1v2 with 40 seconds left to go. It'd be quite a wonder if he can clutch this out here for this team for Z.
He's going to start with this plant. It will be alerted towards the enemies as he is getting pinged. Clicks rotating around here. Rethinking, holding the long angle from the hallway, but he doesn't need his help. Clicks is there for the headshot, and Joe Esports start off map number 3 with a round.
That's surprising. That looked like it's supposed to be a coming with. They walk down the stairs, they try to take sight, and they get gunned down at the kitchen by downstairs in couch area, and I don't know where the person was, but still, like, that was a really good clutch by the last 2 members. And now going up to hookah and billiards for a second defense, and usually expect coastline to be attacker sided as well. So I'm interested to see what we end off on this half compared to board.
I don't think we're really seeing maps that are like attacker sided or defender sided today. We're just seeing caster predictions that are wrong sided, which means that no matter what we say is going to be, the side, it is going to be the opposite. So, really, just don't listen to us. I believe we've been wrong in terms of attacker sided slash defender sided 5 out of 5 times, which is really like I think a new record for me. So thank you for helping me set that today, Benny. I really do appreciate.
Hey, you started it. I didn't start predicting things that you did.
Sometimes you just gotta predict things, and if you're wrong, then Twitch chat gets to laugh, and just don't let Twitch chat get into your. All right, that's all I'm saying.
But the Reddit analysts, they're gonna get in there as well.
I suppose.
So on this hookah and billiards defense, we're gonna see a line brought up on Lamon. Lamon looking to throw away that Finka and bring a. Actually, no. Lamon was playing. Who was he playing last time? I can't remember even now. Remember, he wasn't playing wasn't playing Finka. That was
Glass,
Kilo.
dude.
Glass. Oh yeah, freaking Glass. It didn't do much, did it? It didn't do much, did it?
No.
So we'll see if the line is more helpful with the EU1Ds to try and deal with some of these active players on Joe Esports. As and so far as happened, just a lot of droning, figure out what's going on. Whippy's playing in VIP, so he'll probably be the first person to deal with this. He's looking to really run out.
No, that C4 is not going to hit anything. Typically, you do see attackers bring more flexible lineups. You don't really see hard destructors very often, especially with the Habana ban. What's the point? You're not going to bring a Thermite or a Maverick. Thatcher's also not too common, so even him being on the board, he's probably not going to see a lot of play. You're going to bring a lot of heavy guns, and if you have players who aren't as comfortable in terms of the fragging department on attack, you're probably going to bring a lot of that global abilities, right? You're bringing the Finka, you're bringing the Lion. Probably the best map for these two operators. They've just, you don't really need anything else. You can waste some of those attacker slots on operators that are kind of nice to have, but certainly aren't essential. And that's basically what they're doing right here. Putting those players on more support ops, allowing your fraggers to really try to pop off, give Prompted some space, give Flack some space, which is interesting because Flack hasn't really been a big fragger, but if he wants to pick up the IQ and go for some kills, then, let him do it. It's coastline. People can kind of flex around like that, and oftentimes for teams, what works best attacking here is just bring in the best guns you can, bring in the most annoying support ops that you can, and letting the frags fly.
Yeah, I'm interested to see they open an entire wall facing into hookah. A C4 goes from below, does not hits a bit of C flag, but doesn't really damage enough to really kill him at this point. So at this point, Benji throws C4 flash in. Wimpy gets a kill on a Lamon though. Rethink with the kill on the C flag in the back of it. Benji will at least refrag on Rethinking. Still floor, Benji's gonna push right in. He's getting shot from the other side though, all in vase though. Actually, with Wimpy below getting a kill on the Benji. Now down to just Prompted as Gio will get Kilo, and now 1v4. This is, I said attacker side, it's become a defensive side, isn't it?
I mean, maybe. It feels like it's just becoming, like, frag-sided, right? Confident's a nice shot on a clicks, give him that, but he's now gonna die. Can't pick himself back up. I guess the problem with bringing your team to a map that's really reliant on fraggers, bringing yourself to a map that really you can't play a very strategic game. It's kind of got to be just like, let's walk in and we got to hit our gunfights. Some sites like Kitchen can be a little bit more strategic, but for a lot of these bomb sites, it's like, well, you can bring the best guns you can. You can bring the Ash, you can bring the IQ, you can bring a lot of annoying support ops like Lion or I guess Glaz if you're feeling that way. But if you're not as good gunners as the enemy team, you're still going to lose those rounds. And Wimpy is proving that. I think Clicks is proving that. Ollie and Rethinking have had their moments as well. This has just been a big frag fest for Joe Esports, and the fact that we're on coastline, sure we're going to Kitchen for bomb site number 3, but I don't really see that changing. Throughout the rest of this match, something needs to change on Okami side or on Okami side instead.
Yeah, I would say it's interesting seeing how like they didn't get aggressive on border, but they're getting aggressive now here coastline. I guess maybe they have a better familiarity with coastline and they know where to be aggressive at, because you saw they opened up all the wall pointing into the players and just firing, taking shots, taking fights and winning them. So really, it's when they do it against Okami. They didn't do it on border, unfortunately. It seems like maybe they just wanted to screw at that point and bring in the coastline on the side instead. So we'll see how it goes. Okami though, yeah, they need to change something, whether take a different approach or just start winning these gunfights. It's hard to say.
5 seconds left.
Just hit your shots, forehead.
It's not easy.
I mean, sometimes it really is, right? And it's always an option in Siege. Even if your strats are terrible, if you hit your shots, sometimes you can just pull out rounds you shouldn't. Clicks on the glass again, or Kilo on the glass again, I should say. Wow, that's going to be an instant frag back and forth. Wimpy gets the run out kill onto Benji, but immediately retraded thanks to Zedflax. So nice that Zedflax is still able to watch his teammates' backs. A little late, of course, but you're able to watch for those runouts, and or not even runouts, there's a spawn peek, and deal with them. However, if you get then spawn peeked immediately afterwards, that is certainly not a favorable trade. Geo with a really good counter peek, once one player's already gone down, there's not really going to be anybody watching that second player more likely than not. So Geo can take full advantage of that and get the second kill for his squad less than 45 seconds into this round. You've lost a lot of your gunpower, and again, just based on this lineup, I guess gunpowder and the guns, why not? Just based on this lineup, that's kind of your biggest strength. So you're gonna need either some really strong support play from Lemon, you're gonna need really good shots from Prompted, or Clix is gonna have to play Glaz and not lose his life without getting anything. So I don't know. This is gonna be tough to pull on back, but it's Coastline. You hit your shots. I mean, why not? It could happen.
It could happen. It's hard to say. It's been Coastline. It's been going back and forth like that. First round they were 3-5-3, and they still somehow won it here. So it could go back to Okami. But at the same point, I don't see a lot of movement. They haven't taken any real control. They're still trying to find angles from outside. As I said, the Kilo is to first push in and take control of VIP. And he's trying to use it. He's trying to use that DMR to get some angle. Someone down stairs in kitchen. So a very interesting play by Kilo. Joined by Prompted as well. They're trying to find any vertical angles they can, looking to deny the person playing in lobby, which he's Ollie. It looks like he's playing outside of the reception area, not playing inside of the desk itself, so he's safe right now for the moment.
Some soft destruction being utilized. I mean, the buck being banned out hurts them a little bit, but they still have other options to open up these floorboards, just not going to be opened up as much. Here comes that adrenaline surge as now Kilo is able to look down this stairway into the lobby, peeking with that sniper rifle. Hasn't really spotted anybody yet. Ollie is all the way back in security and is about to get a good angle. However, I think he missed the player who just walked right past him with the ping. It'll confirm that there is somebody outside of that doorway. Here comes the push from the glass, and is Kilo able to hit any shots? Not yet. Still yet to find anybody. His teammate will fall down in front of him. He's got these frag grenades, which is nice. Toss one into security, and it will deal a lot of damage to Ollie, but not quite enough to get the kill. You've now got the last player alive being a Glaz, thanks to Kilo. Rethinking he's able to get one, and he actually gets the frag on a click, so that's your first frag onto the Mozzie. And again, Ollie's relatively low inside of security, so you could be able to get that kill. Misses the camera right beneath him, doesn't spot the player down inside of the hallway. It's Geo to collect his second kill of the round, and Joe Esports get their third round of the game.
It looks like we're gonna rehost real quick, guys. We'll be back in a quick second, as it looks like that is Okami that needs to rehost. So be right back. Sports, I'm your caster Benny, joined by Jesse J Chick, and we're looking like it's looking really good for Joe right now. It's half. They've been killing it.
Yeah, it's a 3-0 scoreline right now, and we've already had one team secure their spot into Challenger League. The winner of this match will also be awarded a spot in Challenger League season number 11. Before we get back into this, I have another result to bring to everybody. Forrest's team won the Go For, so congratulations to him and his team. They did win Go For number, I don't know what number it was, but they did win it.
What is going on?
Go For 206. And oh yeah, nobody's able to join to connect to the server. That's a good sign.
Oh my god, it's one issue after another.
We may be looking at a rehost number. What are we at? 4? Oh, Ubisoft has blessed us with a server. Let's go.
Let's go. So 3 rounds in a row for Joe Esports. They've won all 3 in a row. Now they're gonna retry again. Blue Bar and Sunrise. Last time we had a really good 2 picks from Okami to start us off, but the 3 members of Joe still able to hold it down really well. Anchor sites. So interesting to see what happens. If Okami can at least take one off the board here, you'll end up 6-0.
Yeah, I mean, usually I like to mention this more than I have. I mean, it hasn't really been impactful so far, but it was a perfect cycle from Joe Esports in the defense. Typically, in the games we've seen from Okami so far today, getting 3 in a row hasn't really meant anything, but still, it's impressive. Being able to play on every single bomb site defensively, especially here on Coastline, which we typically say is not a defender-sided map. It's one where attackers can really start to shine. Getting all 3 bomb sites under your belt is a really big accomplishment, and they've won them all kind of differently as well. I mean, they've really all come down to big gunfights, having good gun skill, but that's typically not something you can stay consistent. They've managed to do it over 3 rounds, and that's something that I'm quite impressed by. So congrats to them for doing that. Let's see if they can do it again. If they can, it'll be a perfect half, and more likely than not, it'll be a Challenger League spot. Really need to get some rounds on the board for Okami. They're here attacking now onto the bars again. This is statistically the best bomb site for attackers. They should be able to win this one, but they've had some troubles, and the roam game has been really strong. You can tell that there's a Mute Mozzie Vigil combo being brought out by Joe Esports. They've also added a castle in onto that, so there's a lot of utility you've got to deal with, and you've got to go really slow when you go for this roam clear. And the fact that we're on Coastline means that the rotations can basically come forever. So it's tough. They've got to be able to pin these guys down with the Lion or with something else. And here's the first Lion charge to be able to do so. Can they find Ollie? They don't know exactly where he's at, so no, they will not. It'll be Ollie instead to be able to find the frag on a Benji down below. That Lion charge really not doing what you wanted it to.
Yeah, it's even taking a lot of damage as well in that engagement. I think going back in the fight, there's at least a refrag for Kilo and for Prompted. Wimpy and Ollie down. Clicks has left the game. That's unfortunate. Now it's a 2v4. This is kind of similar to last time. We have Geo playing inside of security. We think playing kitchen. That's really about it. So this is kind of falling apart here for them because they lost Wimpy as well. I don't know what happened. Not Wimpy. They lost Clicks, unfortunately. So there's not a lot of site presence anymore. Clicks is now returned at least, but this round might be going to Okami based on that disconnect. As Z-Flex starts to open the floor up, trying to find anybody. Maybe pushing into small office with Laymon. Minutes is left on the board, and now Geo maybe trying to play aggressive will lose his life. The Prompted pushing back from main lobby into security. That's just the rethinking. 1v4, 1v3, C4 flies out, not find a kill. Just 49 seconds. He's trying to find a head of one. He sees one. He downs the Sophia Prompted. Looking to find back in kitchen. It's gonna be Kilo, and no, Kilo finishes him off, and Okami win their first round. Big gifted, but still a good half or give round from Okami.
They needed a rehost, a near server crash, and a player to disconnect, but they have finally gotten around here on Coastline. That's going to be Okami's first round out of 4. And yeah, I think that, jokes aside, the roam clear was a lot better from them that time around. I mean, sure, they popped the Lion and then, didn't really have the information where the Vigil was. They kind of just fed a body into him, but they got the refrag in the end, and they managed to kill the second player in security as well. So they got there eventually, right? And the roamers did go down with a numbers disadvantage, so you're happy about that. You're able to clear out a couple more players and get some momentum under your feet. Obviously, that disconnect was unfortunate for Joe Esports, but they did lose it by a wide enough margin that I don't think that it would have changed the outcome of the round. It felt like the first couple of kills were more so leaning for Okami. You can say ifs and buts, but you know what? That's Siege. I always like to say sometimes traditional sports have poor ref calls, and esports have unfortunate glitches and disconnects and stuff like that. It's just the way it goes sometimes, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Clicks have disconnected in that round, but it's still only 1 round out of 4, and they still have 3 on the board. Let's see if they can take any more, though. We'll go to Hookah Blades for next site. This site was definitely a little more unfortunate, a little more one-sided from the side of Joe Esports. They took a lot of fights and won most of them, too. They did lose one member rethinking in the back of Hookah, but that's really about it. So I'm going to see exactly what Okami does differently this time, instead of just apparently taking fights doesn't help them. As they just kind of walk from Aqua into Billiards, and they see that giant hole into Hookah, and they lose fights left and right, trying to push that.
I think that like Laymon's Lion charges have to be really well timed, as well as the information's got to be really on point. They're not bringing a Mozzie or a Vigil this time around, but still, you've got to really be able to nail down these roamers, because there are a lot of them being brought out by Joe Esports on most rounds. Maybe less so on this bomb site, but that's certainly not to say that there's none. You can see Wimpy all the way over inside of the master bedroom area. So you've got quite a bit of roamers as well here. Last time when they were on this bomb site, Wimpy did a lot from blue bar, from down below with that shotgun, with the C4s. Benji's down here now to be able to hold it down, expecting the mute to push into him at some point during this round, but he doesn't necessarily know when. The moment Wimpy is at the top of the lobby stairs and well, just waiting outside of luggage, perhaps going to rotate into aquarium if he really needs to. I mean, he's got options.
Yeah, it's still a lot of time and still a lot of what they can do. It's still, anyway, they've taken control up downstairs at least, so there's a lot of, roam clear here from Okami to deny anybody. Grenade tried to deny anybody playing behind B-ball, but nobody's there for the moment, actually. Last time I think it was playing by the benches or by the couch inside of Hookah. Ollie gets aggressive and takes that spot now. Looks like he's trying to get aggressive. Someone plays an Aqua, and it's actually a long angle from the repelling player on Aqua balcony. It's Z-Flag to finish on Ollie. Now down to a 4v3 with a minute and 20. Wimpy's taking a lot of damage as well, but it's still a lot to be done on the board here for Okami as they're looking to push from Aqua into Billiards. As he looks another kind of Clicks as well. Clicks was roaming down that luggage area and he'll lose that fight.
The big thing is you'll be able to stop these roamers from flanking you. And this has been already one anchor, one roamer off of the board. Rethinking has not really been in an aggressive situation all round along, and Geo hasn't either. So it's really just finding Wimpy Kid, and Lemon will do just that. You've now only got to find 2 more defenders, and this will be your round, pushing even closer to a 3-3 split. Rethinking has to stand still and cool vibe stairs. In the meantime, his teammates are all dying. He's in the H+ situation, and he can't get anything. Benji will secure the flawless round for Okami, and they continue to barrel on. The momentum seemingly shifted in their favor.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row. Maybe they just needed 3 to get the hold of how Joe plays Coastline, and they finally figured it out. And if they can get 1 more and tied up at 3-3, it's almost like it never happened.
Very true, very true. If we can get to that 3-3 split, then we'll just swap sides and pretend like it's a first to 4. Really. They continue to rotate their bomb sites, which I like from Joe Esports. It shows that they're confident on all sites. I think it's smart as well, just due to the fact that you can kind of play these bomb sites similarly if you have that heavy roam game. Where you're at, what operators you're playing might change, but in general, the strategy is going to be elusive. Don't get pinned down by that lion, and really just try to escape. I don't know if that I would ever say this before, but I kind of feel like the lion being brought by Lemon is not only like a really smart pick by him, but also like really good for this game. I mean, how else are you going to deal with all of these roamers constantly like moving from one place to another? It would be really, really difficult to catch these guys out. They're having a lot of trouble even with the lion. I'm glad that that Lemon is able to bring this operator, and Lion is in a good spot now. I feel that he's able to stop this rotation from happening too heavily from the defense without being so oppressive that he's a must bring every round and almost impossible to play against.
I was wondering if you meant like when he said, I don't think I'd say this. I thought you meant talking about calling Lemon smart.
Oh, no. I don't know. Lemon's pretty smart. He was on Spaghetti Monsters for a while, which was a really fun team.
But no, it's a Lion. Yeah, Lion, I definitely would agree. Lion's actually in a pretty good spot. Now, he's not like too overpowered, but he's definitely something a very key tool to dealing with a lot of roamers like here in Coastline. So I agree that it's good. He's in a better spot than before. Definitely agree with that. I'm not sure he's in the best spot, but it's still better than what we previously used. So we'll see exactly what Okami does this time, because I think last time they really took control of upstairs, but actually no, they took control upstairs, but then they tried to do it downstairs. They just kind of lost fights. So they tried to push security and push small office. So I'm interested to see what they do this time, if they can at least take control of main lobby without issue, and take control of like that security area without running into too many casualties.
There's not a heavy up top preference from this defense. It's been a roam again, but it's been a roam that's been pretty spread out across this bottom floor. All 5 players currently on the first floor. Gio and Wimpy, the iconic duo that have been together for some parts of this match. It's also been Ollie and Wimpy for a lot of the time. They're going to be over towards the bars. You've got Ollie playing a little bit more solo this time in security, and then 2 players still over towards the bomb site and sort of the lobby area to hold down this defense. The attackers are again trying to utilize this top floor pressure. The buck ban not being the most impactful because they have other methods to stop this floorboard from being, or open up these floorboards, I should say. Takes a bit of damage, is now forced out of the bomb site, running back to lobby, knowing that he really can't afford to spend too much time there because he will get caught off by those angles being opened up above him, thanks to those breaching charges and other things. They're happy about that, and now the attackers can really start to put more pressure onto this. They're worried again about maybe some rotations on the cool vibe stairs or even the lobby stairs if it comes out. don't have a lot of ways to deal with that other than the Lion, which is being brought out right now. But they haven't found any kills yet, and I think we're going to be a little bit concerned about that. There we go. They're all barreling into the lobby, actually, and they're finding all the kills they need. Prompted with his second. Kilo had a one as well. They're now looking into the kitchen as they know that this is where the bombs are at, likely where these last two players are at. Knows that there's a couple out by the bars. That's Wimpy, and rethinking in the kitchen, looking into the entryway. Wimpy's now joined him as well. So 45 seconds on these clocks. Wimpy goes down. That's not good at all. Challenging in the lobby. Unadvised, but rethinking walks away with the kill regardless. Wimpy's still technically in this game, but really this is a 1-on-5. There's no way he can get picked up. Plant's starting to go down from Zed Flak, but he will eventually get shut down from behind. It's Lamon. And Okami take round number 6. It's a 3-3 split, and they are all of a sudden back in this game.
It's almost like this half never happened, as 3 rounds went straight in a row for Joe Esports. It was very good 3 rounds, and then Okami, they adapted, they learned, they counter-strategized, and they figured out all 3 sites and took all 3. So now we see Okami on defense. See how they can hold this out against Joe Esports. If they can close it out now, we're gonna go the same thing, maybe 3-3 and go to overtime.
For their first bomb site, they will choose to go to Hookah, which is a standard selection from them. In terms of which operators are being brought out, just based on the fact that the Habana is being banned off of the board, likely speaks to me that they're probably going to play it relatively safe and sound. They're going to put Zed Flag back by Cocktail. They're going to likely play Lamon inside of the Hookah, lounge. Kilo on the Echo is an operator that we didn't see get brought out at all by Joe Esports. So I'll be interested to see how that operator gets used. Obviously, they're going to be going for that plant denial, but if he gets killed early on, of course, that's going to be a pretty big loss to the defense. In terms of the attacker lineup as well, there is going to be quite a bit of changes. We talk about Geo first, I suppose. Bringing that Jackal is another way to deal with those roamers. Sort of a difference in terms of how you want to play it in terms of Lion or Jackal. Jackal is definitely a strong pick as well. CLXI is going to be a different option in terms of shutting down this flank. It's not really something that was brought a lot by Okami. And then, of course, the big one, Ollie's on the Ying, and Prompted is running out. There's a lot going on right now. Prompted doesn't find anybody. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this Ying, though. That's the one I'm really excited about coming in from Joe Esports.
I think we've seen Ying before. Last matchup between Burn Biceps and on Bank, we saw it come out.
Did we?
Bit, but
I don't remember that, but maybe.
I can't remember anymore. It's been so many games. I don't remember. Did we see a thing?
Maybe that was EU.
Might have been EU. I think it might be EU. EUA. CLXI goes out again. He disconnects for a second time in this matchup, and that really could be. These are rounds that they're losing that could have been their lead by him disconnecting so many times. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's internet problems you really can't afford to lose. CLXI will rejoin and be able to play on cameras, but he is dead for this round. Another player dead. That's rethinking off the board. Prompted with the double. That's big plays coming out from the Mozzie as he's just pushing inside of office, out on the balcony. He's down the diffuser as well, and this has just got to be demoralizing. Ollie will fall on the balcony, and Kilo gets that frag. Geo is epic, the last man standing in the 1-on-5, but he doesn't look to his right, and Lamon is there, securing the perfect round. But you can call it that thanks to the DC. That's not good. Not good at all for Joe Esports.
Having him disconnect, that's 2 rounds now in this matchup. He's disconnected, and those rounds that Joe could have won. They could have taken those rounds, and big thing is that point, like, you could be kicking yourself. You could be kicking yourself hardcore if they lose, and it's like 7-5, and that could have been 2. They're 7-5 rather than Okami 7-5.
Yeah,
painful. So we're going to Blue Bar and Sunrise for our 3rd site here. Oh, 2nd site. Oh, actually, no, yeah, 2nd site. 2nd site here for Okami, and see if they can hold this site. Blue Bar and Sunrise, though, which was supposed to be difficult, but we've seen them at least hold it once here for Joe Esports. They lost it once though.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith. Really, more so than the side statistics, more so than the bomb site statistics. This has really been a match about momentum. I mean, we saw it happening in the first map where, 3 rounds happened for Okami, fair enough, but then the ball got rolling for Joe, and it never stopped. Then we went over to Border, and we saw Okami get the first round and the second round, and the ball was already rolling, and it never stopped. That was a 7-0. For here, it looks like we're seeing a replicate of Consulate, where the first couple of rounds, we got 3 in a row for Joe Esports, sure, but the ball is definitely rolling for Okami. If Joe Esports want to win this game, they're going to have to do something that no team has won in this entire best-of-3 series. They're going to have to stop the other team's momentum. And I don't know that they're really able to do it at this point, even just based on the fact that it has been such an incredibly long night. Teams have been playing for almost 6 hours here. That is an incredible amount. And you can tell it in their play. Like, mistakes are being made, but mostly, like, teams are really just kind of letting stuff slip by them.
Just people are just forgetting. Maybe not droning. Maybe not doing the basics. They've been playing this game for 6 hours. I'd say so. It's a little bit of an excuse there, but at the same point, it's also like the CL is on the line. It can't be unless you want to fly through users bracket, which can be horribly horrible. Just having to go through all of those games and those teams. One, I think these teams probably want to just want to end it right now, just finish off and make their way in the CL rather than have to play through losers bracket at this point. So we'll see if they defend this. There's also a lot of potential here. Prompted looking to run out, but it looks like he's gonna barricade a door into search entrance instead.
He breaks it open afterwards, which signals that maybe he's willing to shoot it open, have that head height hold to perhaps be able to find some players if he wants to peek that wall aggressively. I like that. Wimpy up top on that IQ, looking for people who might be on their phones a little bit haphazardly, but he's not finding anybody. You heard some phone calls go off, and of course, that's sort of the combination, right? Ollie pops off those phone calls. Wimpy can watch them as they try to turn off their phone. It's a really good strategy, but unfortunately, that time it didn't catch anybody off guard. We've also got Geo bringing that sledge, so they're really working around this buck ban in some creative ways. I like that quite a bit, but Benji's hitting shots that he really shouldn't, so it doesn't matter, maybe not. Rethinking is going to be dead for this round, and that's a heavy blow. Again, Rethink has been one of the better players for this team so far tonight. He's on the Zofia. It's a big fragging operator. He's now not going to be able to participate for the rest of round number 8. Really putting a lot of pressure back on, again, Wimpy Kid, back on Ollie, back on Geo to really start hitting some shots. And so far in this matchup, they've been a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, at this point, it's been one back and forth. These kills you would expect, though. As he clicks Kilo gets one on the Geo, and the plant tries to go down with Benji flanks the planter. Clicks, actually, no, it wasn't planter. Clicks tries again. He's planting in pink for the moment. Side of the pink carpet. Wimpy's trying to hold off as he gets killed from above, though, because a retake upstairs. It's a post situation, a 1v4 postman situation. This Click has to deal with some people running out there. He gets one, he looks for another, but he's getting taking shots left and right. He downs Prompted, finishes him off. There's a counter defuse coming up from Benji, and Clicks doesn't get another kill. He's stuck with a pistol, that Magnum, and he doesn't get the kill. It doesn't matter, actually, because they counter defuse the diffuser. Okami take round 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two more, and we will have 3 sets of 7-0s. If that's not exhaustion getting to these players, if that's not heavy mind games being played by both of these teams, if that is not just the strain of playing for nearly 6 hours in a row, then I don't know what is. The one time these two teams met in the open qualifiers, it was week 4, game number 5. Joe Esports took a close 7-5 victory on Clubhouse. We have yet to see any map be anywhere near as close as that one. They've just been, I mean, like, round counts have been somewhat close with a 7-3 in map number 1 and potentially a 7-3 in map number 3. But the way these games have been going, it has been roll after roll after roll. And again, Joe Esports just don't look mentally here. They don't look like they really have it in their brains to win this game. And it sucks to say. I hope they turn it around, but right now I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if we maybe go 3 and they go back 3, make it or make it like we saw from the side of the first half, 6-3 and 3. We go to overtime. It'd be interesting to see, but like the momentum, like I said before, is so much in Okami. They are carrying these rounds. They're winning it more and more decisively, and I need to see at least maybe a closer round from Joe Esports. Something that seems a little life. Otherwise, they seem pretty down in the dumps, dead in the water.
And it hurts to see because this team did really well in the open qualifiers. I mean, they were, I would say, one of the favorites to make it into Challenger League. Not that Okami weren't, and not that Okami don't deserve to be there, but I think Joe Esports were a squad that a lot of people were hyping up to really make a splash in CL Season 11. We haven't quite done that yet. A little bit inconsistent in this best of 3, and the way that close qualifiers work. I mean, you know, you have one off day, and it's the most important day in qualifiers, and you're done. Like, it doesn't really matter. Take a look at PogChamp, one of the best teams coming into these qualifiers, and still they kind of throw their match away. They lose their opening game. They're still alive in the lower bracket. They did lose their did win their second game of the night, so they'll be trying to make it through lowers. But you know, problem to deal with another day, I suppose. In terms of this matchup, we're holding back on Kitchen. This is going to be the perfect rotation. And, well, match point if Okami are able to wring this one out on Kitchen. You've got Prompted on the Pulse, which is an interesting strat. You've also brought the Vigil around without a mute nor a Mozzie, so you can be a little bit elusive. Players spread out all across the bottom floor. It's basically the same hold from what we saw from Joe.
Yeah, it seems to be the same play as with Kilo gets the first kill. We're thinking was peeking that fate entry. He loses out the Kilo, but Geo gets the kill on to Z-Flag from above, though, using that vertical pressure to deal with the anchor on site. And so they're actually on site, so if they can play this correctly, Joe could take site at the moment, just very moments. I'm not sure if they joined out correctly. Looks like Ollie's trying to peek through right now and see if he can figure out anybody else inside the site. Geo gets another kill on the Kilo from above, though, so that vertical pressure is so very helpful for Joe Esports. This could be their first attacking win, as they're taking 2 defenders out already. This is the first time they've been in the driver's seat for these attacking rounds, as Benji though will refrag and take out Geo, so there goes our vertical pressure.
It's also a big momentum swing, of course, getting those opening 2 picks and then losing your life. Yeah, on paper it's a great round coming out from the Buck, or from the Sledge, I should say, but really, is it enough? Probably not. Lemon gets another kill thanks to CLXI being outside of the Lamborghini doorway. You've now got 2 players to waltz onto the bomb site. Ollie is one of them. He's got Wimpy Kid behind him, but he gets down, and Benji, with 3 kills on the round, cleans it up for Okami. They are 1 round away from Challenger League season number 11.
This could be the same thing you saw from the side last half, where, you know, when Joe Esports takes 3 in a row and they come back, but the momentum is so much in the favor. It's hard to come back when you're so far down, especially match point. You see those letters, you see the fact that you're back against the wall. It's difficult for people to still play effectively in the situation. So when we try hookah abilities here for Okami, and I don't know what Joe Esports need to wake up, man. They gotta figure this out. They gotta play it together, because they've been just playing. You even saw last round. There's a lot of solo play, a lot of just kind of solo entries, and not enough team play from teams that are trying to make CO. Definitely seem adequate compared to the first map.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that, I mean, again, they feel drained, right? And you take a look at that last round, rethinking dying first thing for a couple of rounds in a row. That type of stuff can really weigh on you mentally. And it seemed like Gio was getting the team back into it. He was saying, here we go. Like, let's go, guys. We can really, you know, bring this one back. He got 2 kills. And then he died. Then Benji got a 3K. And then the round was over. And it's like, these are the type of games that just make you slam your head into your desk and say, I'm done with this stupid game. Send me home. I'll play through the lowest bracket. I don't even care. And that's like obviously not the mindset you want to have. But it seems like that kind of is what's going through Joe's head. Definitely walked into this one feeling like they could run away with the win. But after, again, almost 6 hours of play, their run in the upper bracket could be coming to a close.
Yeah, this is looking very dire here for Joe Esports. 6-3 match point for Okami. Last time they attacked the site, it just wasn't enough for them. They're taking out left and right here from the side of Okami. They were just they were really taking them for a joyride, taking some fights, getting aggressive, Prompted running out. It's not a lot you can do here, so we'll see exactly how they play this out. Rethinking Wimpy and Ollie, taking for his hookah balcony already. Gio's gonna walk his way right into site. Right into Mudroom, pushing his way down below Sunrise.
Yeah, he's made his way into the building, which is a good start. Again, you'd be somewhat reliant on Gio in this match. It feels like to turn the tides and start getting some rounds back for your team. Take a look at it from Okami's point of view, though, and they've got to be feeling elated. Of course, the mentality must be completely opposite for them. They, of course, are 1 round away from making it to Challenger League season number 11. They just got to find 5 more kills, and that W will be theirs. Gio at the moment, I mean, I like the destruction he's done from down below. He's made some pulls up into hookah, hasn't really found anybody, and doesn't seem like anybody's playing there over on the side of Okami. There's an opening pick from Ollie, another player who's been a little bit silent so far in this map. He's going to take down Kilo, who's on the Echo. Kilo's been another player who's been relatively impactful. Big operator off of the board, though, too. So a lot of plant denial gone. You've struggled to get the plant down so far, but if you can, maybe this is the time to do it. Gio spotting a player in courtyard. Lets him get away, though. Creeps off into lobby. That's Prompted, who will survive and live another day. His attackers still trying to find a way into the bomb site. There's a 1-for-1 trade. Prompted for Ollie. So we now go into a 4-on-3.
Yeah, it's looking really good for the Joe Esports. They've gotten the first pick. They've got a pick on top of that too as well. So they have momentum. They've cleared out hookah as well. So they could go for a push in hookah and go for a plant. There's a lot of downstairs coverage that was prompted. Still gets another kill on rethinking. Whippy's in a position to try and refrag though. HP. Whippy though looks like he's getting shot from prompted. Almost a pre-fire to the wall, and Lemon and Z-Flag have taken control back of hookah. So at this point, as a rotate here from Joe Esports, try and take control of billiards. Or trying to take control of Aqua into billiards instead. Peeking through, trying to find anybody inside hookah. Those punch holes are deceptive though. Playing something's going down from clicks. And jump through from Z-Flag. He does get the kill. Stops the diffuser though. All he gets the reflag onto Z-Flag though. So it's still back and forth. He has the diffuser. All he can go for that plant once more, but he's gotta be wary. Prompted's still alive too. Prompted goes for a push onto Wimpy, who's getting on the window, but won't be able to get the kill. Amon's the only one left on site to really deny a push. Plant goes down, no coverage because he's scared of the push, but now he'll get the kill on Ollie. He gets another kill though. It's Wimpy jumps to get the kill on Lamon. Now Wimpy's got control of sight. He has the fuser. A C4 from below could deny this, but the problem is he's on top of the pool table. 3 seconds left to go. C4 comes through. No, he hits these silver bars, and now it's a 1v1 post-1 situation, which is prompted as a comeback to site and try to win this fight against Wimpy. Wimpy's running out to the balcony to hold that angle on site. Prompted seems to know this. He's running all the way around towards the luggage, trying to get a shot onto Wimpy on that balcony. Though it's cold, but there's the drone, the flank drone, calls it out, and Wimpy gets the Prompted and Joe Esports that much closer to bring it back.
Still alive. Okay, Joe, that is a round that you can really build momentum around. A 1v1 clutch that was in the post plant. It really was close that entire time. You can get hyped after that. And I think, again, if you're Joe Esports, you need to get hyped after that. You just lost 6 rounds in a row, and you finally answered back. And not a moment too soon. Here they are now, able to win the successful attack onto the hookah billiards. Whew, that's when you got to just take a deep breath after and say, all right, guys, we got this. Who else but Wimpy Kid? Again, been one of the star players of this team throughout the qualifiers. Quiet today. Look at that. 2 kills on the scoreboard at the moment. The most from anybody on this team was just 4. This has really been a squad that we've said earlier on in this map. They were winning because they were winning their gunfights. They have really good gun skill, and they were showing up, but it wasn't consistent enough to lead into that second quarter. Into the third quarter, neither. They weren't hitting those shots. They're starting to now, and if the coordination can come back in, they can bring this back.
It's a lead. It's that little bit now. They can slowly inch the way back here. They need 2 more rounds to make it OT. It's still painful because they gotta go through OT once more, but it's better than going to losers bracket if they can win this. So we say this, we're going to Blue Barn, and Sunrise is the other site that's been iffy, but both teams seem to have won it the first time they go around it. Let's see if they can at least stop them here and take this site. See if they can go to OT though. One more round to OT at least, because it's still very iffy in the end. We need to see how well Joe can come back, and if they're still in the game, the still heads are in the game, and they're not trying to fall apart here.
Point of view for Okami, settle down, right? You are 1 round away. You are still 1 round away after losing that last round. You got to focus up because this is still very much your game to lose. They're going to be holding now downstairs onto the bars bomb site, and if this will repeat what we saw in the first half, then it'll be a perfect cycle answered by an imperfect cycle. I don't know, losing 3 rounds in a row on 3 separate bomb sites. That's, of course, not what Okami would like to happen for them. That's a good start. Lemon takes down Geo, who, again, has been a big momentum shifter for the guys over on Joe Esports. It's a sledge off of the board, so that vertical pressure going to be a little bit weaker. However, you still got Wimpy, who's been liking to play that vertical pressure as well. And you still, of course, have that, just horizontal pressure. Ollie inside of the offices, managing to open up into the blue bar. There it goes. Now you have another angle other than the doorway to walk on in. You can start going for that plant. It's CLXI who has the diffuser at the moment. But Ollie's made some good holes, and as soon as you deal with these roamers, perhaps you can go for a plant.
Yeah, Benji's like that, though. It's another play off the board, and they're trying to make their way into sight, but it's still so many picks though for Okami already. We think he does get Benji down to refrag, which is huge. But you can see those bottom of the board being broken out here inside of blue bar. They can't go a push without dealing with main lobby. It's gonna be, looks like prompted. Actually, no, it's prompted and Kilo playing main lobby with 2 ACOGs, watching blue bar for any kind of plant. Pre-fires come out onto the main lobby. It would be Ollie trying to find a way to kill Kilo without needing to push and roam clear the main lobby though, because how much effort would that be for Joe Esports? As I say that there's Ollie getting kill onto Lemon though. C4 from Z-Flag though finishes of Ollie. That's down to 2v3. It's still workable here for the Joe Esports, but they need to figure out what they're gonna do about these roamers. Wimpy does have an angle at least try and deny a person peeking from main lobby, but it's still very up in the air. There's still yokais on the board too. Kilo's still there, yokais. I don't know how many yokais been destroyed Wimpy. If he's destroyed any, that's a really big issue here. Instead of rethinking Wimpy here. Out of options, they need to figure out what they're gonna do with 50 seconds left to go.
Never have nerves been higher. Rethinking has been so quiet this map. Wimpy Kid saved the last round. He doesn't want to have to do it again, but it might come to that. 45 seconds. They're both getting on drones. Keeping a cool head is really important. Gather that information. Allow your dead teammates to help you out. You're going to need it. A lot of these defenders are not on site. You got one up above. You got one all the way in lobby. Looks like there is one still close to the bomb site. Rethinking's going to start off with this plan. Wimpy needs to cover. He doesn't do so successfully. Prompted is there, and the Weebs will do it. Challenger League Season 11 secured for Okami. Benji, Kilo, Lamon, Prompted, and Z-Flak will be moving on to the second most prestigious league in all of Rainbow Six for North America. That is going to be the win, 7-4. Managed to stop that comeback, and not a moment too soon. Well done to Okami. They secure their spots. The third team to get a Challenger League spot. And yes, that means third. EXG 2.0 secured a spot just a few minutes ago. Congratulations to those boys as well. We are waiting on one more match tonight, and that is going to be Reckless versus Bruh. But still, 3 teams securing spots tonight. And of course, the one on this channel. Huge congratulations to Okami, who we watched play 6 maps to get here.
Yeah, it was a lot of maps, guys. Great work to Okami to make it through this out of the team to work through into CL. Can't wait to see if it's Team Reckless or Bro, but still good work to all teams. We'll see us later. Probably gonna host whoever's casting Bro and who's casting next?
Uzumaki's casting Reckless versus Bruh. Yes, he is, and it is 1-1 on Villa, map number 3.
Oh yeah, we'll go over hosting guys. So
right now,
you guys can go watch that. We'll be ending for tonight. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you all later, or tomorrow at least.